Alright, so we got the YouTube and those streams working.
Jesus. Begin there. Begin that. Oh, yeah. Ray.
Alright, we got the behind the scenes camera popping.
Sit.
Alright, that's podbean in the building. Alright, we got the live feed for the website. So the levels is good, the levels is good. The levels is good.
These Hawaiian niggas have some weird ass names.
What a boy.
That Hawaiian nigga need to slap his family. That name is a suspect.
Okay. Big man, you wanna hear some hot takes? Let's see how woke you are. You know something about podcasts? Hell, dígame. You kidding me on what, man? I got these 3 drunk uncles with a sports podcast. They say they got fire takes, pure fuego. You find them wherever you listen to podcasts at. If it's what they say it is, you like and you subscribe. Listen, like, and subscribe, yeah. You know how to call into the show? Yeah, man, do the podbean. You'll need headphones with a mic to call in. That's no problem, man. They'll also be at Sharky's, 8:07 p.m. on the first Wednesdays of the month. You may get some free Blue Chew. And they keep receipts or so. If anything happens in the sports world, MyT's gonna drop a tape faster than a rabbit gets fucked. There's only 3 things I have in this world. My word, my balls, and this podcast. And I don't break them for nobody. MyT Sports Season 7.
I think that's our cue. Alright, let's go in. Evening, and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Dollar Mandela. It is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. They said we was gonna have highs of 81, but there was lows of 67. Current temperature right now is just about 75 degrees. Got a couple of scattered showers all over the place. It is January 10th. This is season 7, episode 48, excerpt 381 of the MyT Sports Podcast. And boy, do we have a big show coming up for you, coming off of week 18 of the NFL. And when I say big show, like, we even introducing you with a new segment today too. Like, it's one of those type of things. Like, it's one of those days that a podcaster goes through, and he just with you. Folks, we got Klay Thompson's return that we're going to talk about. We got Klay returns, coaches getting burned, the Colts have turned. We have a Seattle quarterback that was arrested. We have Ben and Russ being battle tested. We have the NFL playoffs. We have Brown going off. We have the tea of the weekend. We have college football championship. You know we got that game on in the background. You know we got that Knicks talk. We got the Knicks game going on in the background. We got a Florida man story for you. We got a love to see it moment for you. We got our playoff picture we're gonna go through. And did I already tell you that there was a wild week 18? If I did it, there is. Things have been crazy. Things have been absolutely crazy out there. But you know what we say. Regardless of the time.
Take that.
And regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a good time to talk some sports. Let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. But is everything decided to lag right now? Hey, yo. Welcome back to the MyT Sports Podcast. This is another episode of MyT. Yo, this is already the 48th episode just of this season alone, folks. We're going up on 381 episodes period. I see my sugars joining the podcast. What's going on, baby? Monsieur, you see me? Oh, you're everywhere. No sound. Okay, let's look like we have a podbean issue. As Podbean likes to do with us. I don't know why Podbean likes fucking with us like this. Like, you know what? Podbean will be on this asshole shit. Okay, so for everybody listening on Podbean, we're gonna go ahead and cut you guys off right here, and we're gonna open up the next feed for you because I've learned that sometimes that's really as simple as it is. They just don't like the current feed, and yet we come back to you now. This year, it started off just about as rough as last year did in a weird way, right? Where we're having a whole bunch of unexpected deaths and shit. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to play those bugles again for a couple of people that we have lost since just about the last time that we spoke. Hey, yo, DJ MyT, can you go ahead and drop that beat for me? So we got a couple of RIPs that we got to mention before we start into the podcast again. I see you chill with us pop into the room. We have a rest in peace for one Bob Saget. You know, we know what they say. If you guys know Bob Saget, not just for his stand-up comedy. I don't think a lot of people probably know him from his stand-up comedy. I think more people know him from Full House. And if you know him from Full House, then our house is on us a little bit less full today as Bob Saget has passed. Thank you. But not only has Bob Saget has passed, we've also lost one Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier, as you guys know, famous actor. I mean, I think he was just about 90. I was gonna say he was 100. I think he said he was short of 100, like 94, 95 years old when he passed. Just about to be 95 or something like that. I don't know if you guys know that Sidney Poitier is an honorary Florida man in a good sense because he was born down here in Miami, Florida. I don't know if most people I understand that. And then as you know that he's an Academy Award winning Best Actor in a leading role and many more awards. Sidney Poitier has also been recognized as a prominent figure in the African American community. NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Director. We're talking about Golden Globe, Kennedy Center, actor honorary, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So we do want to say before we start with the podcast, rest in peace to Bob Saget and also rest in peace to Sidney Poitier. So folks, but why we say rest in peace to them, folks, we have a big show for you today. And as you guys know that we have a college football playoff going on and the college football championship going on in the background. So while somebody else is going to get a championship, one of these two teams between Georgia and Alabama will be resting in peace today, and they'll be sitting home. This is the ultimate blue chew, go hard or go home game of the week, people. It don't get no bigger go hard or go home moment than this. Am I wrong, KJ? Is this the ultimate go hard or go home game of the week?
I mean, shit, it's Georgia and Bama. The hell?
Let's start off with the birthday party. Let's open those doors up. As my boy Chill Will likes to say, hey yo DJ MyT, drop that beat. You know how we do this, right? Yeah, because it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. Check it, yeah. Check it, yeah. Because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday. Check it, yeah. Check it, yeah. Alright, the first birthday that we have is going to be for January 8th. And that birthday shout out goes to a homegirl of mine, Joy Canazaro. Now, Joy happens to be the wife of the promoter of Platinum Pro Wrestling, where I am a ring announcer for, folks. And not only that, right? Not only is she the wife of her, but because I knew her before I knew her husband. Because she is also a Connecticut School of Broadcasting alumni. But that's not how I actually met her, was through Connecticut School of Broadcasting. My mother and her babysitter worked together, and because they both used to talk about their, like my mom used to talk about me at work, she used to talk about her the chick that she babysat, who was basically like a daughter to her, right? They talked about both of them going to Connecticut School of Broadcasting. We end up linking up, find out that her husband does Platinum Pro Wrestling. I feel like something's missing. Found out that her husband does Platinum Pro, is the promoter for Platinum Pro Wrestling. They got me on as a ring announcer. After that, everything else is history. So big birthday shout out to Joy Canazaro. And then on January 9th, we have a birthday shout out to Chris Silvio. Now, Chris Silvio happens to be one of the wrestlers that I also met while working with Platinum Pro Wrestling. Yes, folks. Chris Silva, multiple time champion across multiple brands all over the globe, folks. So, and honestly, I don't have any birthday shout-outs for today, but you guys know how this works, right? If you have anybody that had a birthday on January 8th, January 9th, January 10th, you go ahead and you drop that for us, and we will go ahead and give them a shout-out on the podcast. I see Chill in the building. I see Mark into the building. I got KJ in the building. Oh, shit. I can't remember the last time we had all of the drunk uncles in the building like this. All we doing is missing SB, you know what I mean, and Poe and Nat, and we good. And we Gucci. We got the whole drunken family. So yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. So to Joy and to Chris, we want to wish you all a happy birthday. We hope you party hard. We hope you enjoy everything. But more importantly, we hope you get your weekend at Bernie's on and continue to stay MyT. And let me also, hold on, DJ MyT, cut that beat for me. Right? If you guys have not seen Weekend at Bernie's, to understand the level of intoxicity that you need to be in, then you guys need to go ahead and see Weekend at Bernie's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Can you guys hear me here? I keep seeing Mark pop in and out. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mark, Chill Will, Mark? Because you know podbean be acting up. And then podbean wants me to switch over to them full time. How am I going to make you my main boo if you acting this way as a side piece? Like, I know as a side piece that you're giving me something that my main doesn't. Right? Like with the live callers. But if you ain't acting right, how can I make you my... Why would I fork over that additional $9.99? Why? After taxes, $15.99. Or whatever it comes out to. Since I pay on a monthly basis, probably $21.99. See how you keep going up? To what I'm paying now. Why? When you acting up now. I'm just saying, Podbean, get your shit together. Get your shit together. Get your shit together, B. Okay. Now, I swear, my voice is still kind of cracking from that cold I was fighting. I don't know what's going on with that, but that shit is still there and a little lingering. But, folks, welcome to the new segment that we have called the Tea of the Weekend. It's simple. It's probably as simple gets. You just gonna highlight some shit from the weekend. Let's go ahead and get it poppin'. Which beat did y'all pull up for me on this one? DJ MyT, give me something good. Is that it?
That's not it.
I don't know. It's gonna be. I gotta see where he's going with this. It's sounding kind of slow. It's too melancholy for me. It's too melancholy for me. The DJ MyT, we got to try something else. We have to
do
try
something better or you fired.
We have to try something else.
Quick triggers around here. Trigger finger itching.
You know what? Let's try that one. Give me a little bit of that Satan sugar. Let's see what that sounds like.
Satan, whoa, hey, whoa. Fire. One fire for that. Lord of mercy. Satan, what? This is the house of Jesus.
Okay, folks. So, on the tea of the weekend. There we go. Folks, first thing on the tea of the weekend, folks. I don't know if you guys heard. New York, finally, the state of New York has allowed gambling. Also, Big Ben gets his one last stand so he can keep on fighting. Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson, gets his one last stand so they can stop fighting and they can go home. Dallas Cowboys, impressive win over Philly. Dallas Cowboys, nobody's impressed by your win over Philly. Titans, they clinched the #1 seed. Adam Gase makes another case on why he should never coach again. The New York Giants have a team where players don't fight each other on the sideline. But that's because the New York Giants have players that don't have fight at all.
The Dolphins once again prove that they're stupid and don't know what they're doing.
We didn't even get there, but you want to go there? Miami Dolphins. They should be drowned because they prove again that they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They're clearly not swimming dolphins. They drowning dolphins.
But I wanted to keep them with the New York flavor. After the New York Giants showed no fight, their players had nothing. Kenny Galladay. It really don't matter.
Ass anyway.
$72 million. 0 touchdowns. I'll say it again. Kenny Galladay. $72 million. No touchdowns this year.
I mean, when you ass, I tell you, sir.
Money well spent.
Garbage. Arrest that man. Send him to Rikers immediately. Shoot.
Shit.
That nigga needs to be arrested for theft.
For real. Biggest robbery. That is the biggest robbery I've seen since Floyd Mayweather fought the Paul boy. And now the Paul boy wants to try to get more money out of him. Apparently he didn't know he was fucking with a thief. NFL gets an extra week. And that extra week helps a lot of people. It was sweet. It also helped a lot of people make history. Devontae Adams passes Jordy Nelson, who had 1,519 receptions for the most yards in a season as a Packer. T.J. Watt ties Michael Strahan, 22.5 sacks in a season.
If you want to get specific, he did it in 15 games because he missed 2 games this year. So, if somebody really wanted to go there with me on that,
yeah, I ain't here to argue. We're just here to highlight the tea of the weekend. Dak Prescott passes Tony Romo, who had 37 touchdowns. But now he has the most touchdowns in Cowboy history. Or
Now be the real team.
I should say. Jamar Chase
LSU.
passes Ocho Cinco for the most receiving yards by a Bengal. Jalen Waddle, with his 104 reception, passes Anquan Bolden for the most receptions, receiving yards by a rookie.
Quan was a nigga, son. Woo.
Debo Samuels
Debo.
plays backyard football
Better than anybody right now.
and snatches these motherfucking souls off the motherfucking field.
I need
You
to go
put-
buy me a Debo jersey.
You
I
put the
know
reference together, snatching motherfucking souls off of this motherfucking field.
Listen,
Debo Samuel.
Cowboy fans better hope I don't get to walk through lids before the game next weekend.
And that, folks, is the tea of the weekend. There was a lot of shit that happened this weekend. Like week 18 it had so many playoff implications. So many
Love to
playoff
see
implications. And I never thought I would see two different teams quit. Or try to throw away a game. Three different. How many teams actually try to throw away a game this weekend?
Oh, we got 1, 2, 3. This last one's not really a team, mainly a coach.
Well, let's keep it.
Tried to
Let's keep it to the
away.
vest. Since you said it's not really a team, it was the coach. Let's keep it close to the vest. Normally we start off the podcast doing our Knicks talk. You know how we like to do our Knicks talk. You see me with my Knicks drip.
talk.
You know what I mean? And I know the Knicks about to get their win, but we ain't gonna hold off on our Knicks talk. But we will stay local. Go from 305 to our city and talk about those New York goddamn Giants. The New York Giants, folks.
Basura!
Basura isn't the word. The coach quit. What in the bumber-ass fuckery was that? Okay, listen, I'm telling you right now, that shit was so egregious. I don't think that there are true words in the English dictionary, a lexicon, that you can question and find out what the fuck was going on there. What the bumber-ass fucker that is?
No, Brethren.
Last game of the season? Division rival? Second down? Second and 9? You do a quarterback sneak that in the moment the commentators start to say, it looks as if the New York Giants have quit trying to progress the ball up the field in a game of football. What in the flying Kanye West loves fish sticks?
They embarrassed them niggas, son. They ran the ball for 37 times for 226 yards. That shows we have no respect for you. And we was gonna make you eat them words, them bullshit ass words that you said last week.
They came out and Dave Gettleman came out and said, we're not like that clown organization that has players fighting each other on the sideline. That clown organization made it to the playoffs last year.
And then they just waxed you.
That clown
Up in New
organization
York.
did. What team that Bill Belichick played early this year where they didn't have to pass the ball nothing but 3 times? Was that Buffalo? They basically did that to them. That's basically what the equivalent was. But there wasn't a weather condition that dictated that. It was the playing condition of the players. Like, oh, they're not even out here to play for real, for real. One of the equipment managers passed by the Giants locker room. They already saw, oh my God, they already got their golf bags everywhere. They went and they told the Washington Team Football, who still don't got a name. Washington Team Football, who don't know if
who's broke
hold on,
and can't afford rails for their stadium, have fans sprawling on goddamn football players. Broke ass football team.
But them who don't know if they want to be called the Predators, the Commanders, the Brigade, the Admirals, the Red Hogs, the Sentinels, the Colonels, the Red Tails, the Groundhogs, the Defenders, the Armadas, or the Presidents.
You know the problem is with most of those names? All of them you could low-key come out and say they're still offensive. So what the fuck did you learn here? What the fuck did you learn here? What the fuck did you have to be called the football team for the last 2 years?
Let me ask you this, right? Your organization is dealing with a sex scandal. And one of the names you're considering is the Predators? Babe, you can't make this shit up. Washington team football. What the fuck? WTF. You can't make this up, B.
Yeah, sex scandals going on, but we gonna call ourselves the Predators. I'm gonna die laughing if that ends up the name. If that ends up being the name,
they deserve everything they get.
Listen, all female supporters stop supporting that team.
Now the Red Hogs and the Red Tails have something to do with actual black or either black or Native American history, but
they used to call their offensive linemen hogs.
You want to go back to? You just left the Redskins. You want to go back to a red reference?
Red Tails.
I mean, if that's the case, just drop the skins and call yourself the Washington Reds.
The red asses or some shit. Because y'all being dumb as hell. You're just a bunch of asses. And you're red because a lot of teams are gonna be kicking your ass.
Now there's some quality names here: Commander, Brigade, Admiral, Sentinel,
Washington Admiral.
I don't know.
Washington Admiral.
Admirals. They associate themselves with the Navy.
We're playing the Washington Admiral. Sounds like a name of a goddamn book.
The Armada.
That's the newest movie drama about to come.
Defenders?
That's the newest movie drama about to drop. The Washington Admiral.
The Washington Presidents.
Washington Presidents. What the fuck is going on?
The Sentinels. I said Sentinels. You mean the thing that was hunting down X-Men when they found out they had the X gene in their body? Y'all want to be called that?
Sounds pretty suspect if you ask me. Yo.
But the fact that
tell a Jamaican you about to call yourself that. Hey, what kind of funny business you just said a while ago, brethren? Or should we call you a fish? A fish, boy, that Paul Washington there. Washington there.
So a team of all of, I understand the Washington team football has all of that dysfunction.
A bunch of Washington hoes, that's what you are.
And yet, they came into your house, they put their foot on your couch, they drank from your cup, they put a coaster on your table.
Shit, at this point the Giants need to change their name. Because they're not Giants right now. They haven't been Giants for years.
They took your big piece of chicken.
What New York Ants.
They slapped your girl on the ass. Like they came and they treated like your home like yo, it was like yo, this is my place.
And you didn't do shit about
Welcome
it.
to my house. But that's the team you talking shit about.
You know what happened? You know what just happened? You let some essays over in Spanish Harlem come up in your hood in the Bronx and take your shit over, son. That's what you just let happen. That's what the fuck you just let happen. Fucking punk ass niggas. Bitch ass, punk ass Giants. Don't call yourself no damn Giants.
God damn it, I'm drawing a blank. What's the GM's name of the Giants?
Fucking bum ass Gettleman. Should be over there hosting the damn game show with that fucking name.
Hold on, what's the head coach's name?
Judge. Why don't you go over to one of them damn shows during the day on Fox and shit? Since you want to act all tough in the media and shit. Go act tough to some of these fuck ass people who come up in the courtroom on TV.
So I'm saying Gettleman, but obviously I mean
Judge Judy face ass looking motherfucker.
Joe Judge, the special teams guy from the Bill Belichick coaching tree that never was successful.
Except Flores.
He comes and 2 years ago, he came out and he made a proclamation saying that the New York Giants would treat every single play as if it is basically the spectacular or that Super Bowl play that's needed to win. So, in a Super Bowl that you need to win, and it's the last game, on 2nd and 9, you're going to do a quarterback sneak?
Laid a motherfucking egg.
Twice?
Laid a motherfucking egg. I mean,
that's what we doing there?
At this point, I don't like. Sometimes, if you want to play the devil's advocate, you know what? I got a quarterback I don't believe in. I got a running back who claims that people claim is the next Barry Sanders. The nigga can't stay healthy. He touched the nigga. The nigga's hurt. I got receivers who can't catch. I got receivers who can't run routes. I got an offensive line who can't do worth a goddamn. I got cornerbacks who out here doing got here can't cover worth shit. I got a D-line who's like Matador defense out here, just opening lanes for niggas to run through. The fuck am I doing here? These niggas is ass. But at the same time, you're the fucking coach, nigga.
And that's what you call. And this is the same coach that comes out a couple weeks ago and says, What the fuck say? You nigga. I can't hear you, nigga. What the fuck you say? You break it up. Okay, so I'll continue.
Shout out to your phone service.
Kind of made me forget. So no. So this
obviously me. That was breaking up.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying anything.
Okay. So that's not the lip service. That's not you living up to the lip service that you gave 2 years ago when you took this head coaching job. The new
memo to any GM, coach, anybody who's coaching or just doing anything in New York area in a position of power. One thing to get all of us to turn against you, even if you're a team that we hate. We do not respect lip service.
Not at all. Not in New York.
We have no respect for it. We have no tolerance. As soon as we get a speck of glimpse of the shit that you're saying smells like the shitty ass roses, you're done here. Roses really smell like boo boo boo.
Well,
face ass. Get your lip service ass up out of here.
So
go to the opera, nigga.
Joe Judge doesn't live up to his end of the bargain. He says that he has former play. Yo, oh my God. See, this is why I'm like, I don't like what. See, this is what I'm telling you. Yeah, there are times where just because of the past reputation of your franchise, shit doesn't get looked at in the current. The Giants are more dysfunctional than the Jets.
Those niggas are clearly living off the brand of the New York
The
Giants.
you realize the head coach came out and said he has players calling him every day, talk about they want to come. What the fuck, man? You realize you basically just said you're tampering. When I heard that, I was like, not only are you lying, but you are lying to the point where you're going to get your franchise investigated for tampering. You remember that shit?
I think the thing that pisses me off at this point now is the fact that I remember at one point I literally said he'll stay next year, but Gettleman will be gone regardless what happens this year. Now, if that motherfucker is coaching beginning of next season,
there should be a riot. There should absolutely be a riot. So, the New York
fire that nigga and go get Flores immediately.
So, New York Giants probably have a problem that the New York Jets had too, right? And the New York Knicks had for some time. It really doesn't matter who you have there if you don't have player development, because the scapegoat for the end of Eli Manning's career is on another team flourishing. That's that Flowers kid, right? Where's he at? Flowers.
The tackle?
Yes.
He's not flourishing.
He's on another team doing well.
Eric Flowers.
He's not the turnstile that he was in New York. He's on another team doing well.
You do know he's still a backup lineman on your team, right?
Wait, what Flowers am I thinking of then?
I don't know what Flowers you're talking about, but if you're talking about Eric Flowers, the lineman,
He's not on the Giants, is he?
that nigga caught a goddamn touchdown pass on Monday Night Football against Tampa.
What Flowers am I thinking about? Holy shit. See? My bad. I was about to give him credit for developing to something decent. Because I'm about to say, yo, they don't have no player development. But they still don't have any player development.
Oh my god.
Yo, who's the Flowers kid that I'm thinking about somewhere else actually doing a good job blocking?
Oh my god.
Was there Flowers in Kansas? Not Kansas City. I mean, LA or
Yo.
we gotta look up players with the last name Flowers. How many can there be, right?
Oh shit.
He's still on the team? I didn't know he was still on the team.
Yo.
This is some bullshit. This is almost like the time when I thought Jay Crawford was a different person that was playing for Phoenix, Miami, Dallas. Or was it Montrezl Harrell? Montrezl Harrell I thought was a different person. I thought he was 3 different people, and he ended up being the same person that's on 6 different teams.
That's insane. I'm sick. Oh shit.
So back to, like, without needing some of the minutia. Is the Knicks game over already?
Yeah, that's over.
Oh, we won?
Hmm?
We won?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Julius Randle's a hold on.
Everything's gonna be okay, baby. We won. I'm gonna be in a good mood tonight. Everything's gonna work itself out.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright.
Cleveland! This is for you! I'm a man! I'm 40! MyT!
Okay, so back in it. The New York Giants suffer from the same thing that the Jets did, the New York Knicks did. The same thing is that they still have no development. They still have no real player development in my eye, because there's no way that your offensive line is bad for 10 years, regardless of who you bring in there. That's like saying, oh, your special teams is bad for 10 years, regardless of who you bring up there. No, apparently you're not bringing in the right coach. Because I guarantee you, if you bring in a guy like Mike Westhoff, automatically in 2 days, your special teams is going to do better. You bring in the right offensive coach, offensive line coach, and he's going to make your team better. Out of all the, you know what I'm really curious about? Out of all of the things that the New York Giants have done, why haven't they targeted some of the best offensive line coaches in the league? They targeted all of these. They want Bill Belichick's special teams coach to coach the team. They allow them to have Nate Solder as the highest paid offensive lineman, and he's fucking trash. But yet they're not investing money in the people that need to develop offensive line. Why ain't they going after that guy? Why ain't they going after the best offensive line coach that money could fucking buy? There's no cap on these coaches. Go get him. If he don't do it, go get the next best offensive line coach or the next best offensive line coach. Like, it gotta be in developmental somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But the New York Giants, they're keeping Joe Judge, and they let Gettleman retire. They let him retire. So I'm curious, is he retiring from the Giants or retiring from football?
He better retire from both.
Because why would you let him to retire unless he's done with football? If he's done with football, then I get it. Go retire. You're gonna go work at ESPN. I'm gonna go work and go talk somewhere. Nobody wants to hear you talk.
Go to ESPN.
Yeah, he's gonna go work at Yahoo or Fox.
ESPN. You're a cunt. You're a whole cunt.
Because he's in New York, he'll get a job. He'll get a media job somewhere.
Do radio, son. Just stay off. Stay off ESPN, kid.
But they let Gettleman retire. Instead of saying that, oh, you was fired.
You're fired
for that shitty ass job that you did.
You're fired.
As a general manager. So now, you know what the New York Giants are doing? Something that we've already seen fail in New York already. Guess who did it? The dysfunctional Jets that they make fun of. Oh, see, you know what's so funny? Now, I remember the year that the New York Jets was doing this. I remember how the Giants, this is this stuff. All right, now you guys about to do the same exact thing. You fired your general manager. You're telling your general manager they got to keep this coach, and you're gonna have that general manager take that job keeping that coach. And we already know for sure that this coach ain't the coach. We know for sure. Listen, if Damian Woody and Chris Canty are both out there talking about, oh yeah, he lost that locker room after they did that 2nd and 9 stuff, then it's a wrap. Because those guys just don't talk for themselves. Those guys are close to guys in the locker room. Those guys a lot of times talk for the guys that can't talk in that locker room. And when they both
of them played in that building.
So when they're specifically able to point out that play and say, hey, they lost plays, there's no way you can bring them back. Those plays are going to revolt. That's not them being me and just pontificating off the top, you know what I mean? Being a talk. No, that's them with some inside shit. Next, I'm going to listen to the Snacks podcast. And see what he says. Snacks on the podcast, too. You know, he played for the Giants and the Jets. So, there's a meeting that they're having with Judge. I know from the last time I heard this meeting was happening around 3, 5 o'clock. I don't know what happened since then, so we'll keep an ear and we'll see what happens with Joe Judge. If you're the New York Giants, I behoove you to clean house. I know you don't want to be the organization that is now paying 3 coaches. So let me let you guys know the only reason why they're not letting go of Joe Judge. It's not because they believe he's competent. It's because they don't want to be a franchise that is paying 3 different coaches that isn't coaching their team. That's why they don't want to cut him. Not because they believe in him. Not because they have faith in his culture, his message, what he can do for these guys, development, his scheme, anything. Just because they don't want to be one of those teams, because they're still holding on to the Giant mystique of things. They don't want to be one of those teams that, so in doing that, you literally are becoming one of those teams. Look at KJ. He's hurt. Look at him. He's hurt. Look what you have done to him. He is hurt.
If there was one New York team, other than the Yankees, that I could always, just like, it was the Giants. Now, them niggas get laughed at like the Jaguars. Actually, no, I can't say the Jaguars.
The Jaguars had hurt this weekend.
I can't say the Jaguars. They get laughed at.
They get like the Colts. Like the Dolphins. What? Okay. Tell me week 18 was just week 18, as great as it was, it provided us with a lot of what the fuck moments as well too. It really provided us with a lot of Washington team football. We talk about Dave Gettleman and his 2nd and 9, but the Pittsburgh Steelers in that Baltimore game wasn't any better. Like, they provided, one of y'all want to take this and, go home? Or both of y'all just want the top? Like, there were teams playing for ties this weekend. There were teams that was actually thinking about playing for ties this weekend. Indianapolis Colts, who had something to play for.
No fight. Carson Wentz.
Go from whence you came. That's what we really call you. Now
you know the problem with that game is that game gave me a lot of Seattle second Super Bowl vibes. The only problem is Seattle. I mean, granted, it was the most pivotal moment of the game. They decided to.
You said the coach wanted to boost
the
up.
Coach wanted to boost the quarterback.
Confidence.
So they said, "Here, Carson, go win the game today."
Instead of giving it to Jonathan Taylor 25 times.
30. 30.
Jonathan Taylor, who's one of the candidates for MVP, and he's definitely in the talk for people's MVP. Because we know he's never going to win real MVP in the NFL, but he's in the talk for people's MVP. He's in the talk for MyT MVP.
30 touches, but he only got half that, 15. In a game where you needed to make it to the playoffs. All you have to do is win.
Yeah, the Jaguars playing better.
And you're in.
Jaguars.
But yet, you went Pete Carroll for the whole game. Instead of giving it to your MVP running back, you put it in the hands of your quarterback, and he shit the bed. He shit the bed. The O-line shit the bed because they couldn't protect. Watching that from the defense, they probably was deflated. It was just like, man, fuck this shit. These niggas not going to do their job today. That was a total epic failure on the part of the Indianapolis Colts. And they should be ashamed of. But right now, Peyton Manning rolling over in his bed, watching that bullshit. Jeff Saturday broke a television. Marvin Harrison rolled his eyes and went downstairs and jogged for like 10 miles. Reggie Wayne smoked like 5 cigars. Bob Sanders went out there and hurt his damn shoulder again. Tony Dungy actually said a fucking curse word.
They made Tony Dungy swear. You know that's bad. When you got Tony Dungy out there swear.
I swear I heard Tony Dungy drop an F-bomb going through them fucking highlights on Football Night in America.
So we read off a lot of records early this year, right? I mean early in the podcast. Devontae Adams, T.J. Watt,
Andrew Luck laughed.
Jalen Waddle. You think any of these records are gonna be broken again next year when teams get a little bit used to this season? Or like were these guys like the first to do it, or for like the next 5 years, are we just gonna see records being broken every single year until shit just kind of evens out?
Well, in regards to the receiver thing, I don't know about that one, and let me tell you why. For one,
Rookie receiver, Jalen Waddle.
I still don't even know about that.
Oh, because I was like, Cooper Kupp did the receiving yard this year. That's right.
He did the catching, the yards, and the touchdowns.
So he did that. Devontae Adams did it for the Packers. Jamar Chase did it for the Bengals. Jalen Waddle did it for rookies.
And my thing is that, especially in the case of Kupp and Adams, the type of rapport that you have to have with your quarterback is second to none. And like it has, and when the thing that blows me about is every week, I'm sure all these defensive coordinators, all these defenses, like, yo, we got to stop 17. We got to stop 10. But somehow, some way, those two motherfuckers still find ways to get open. Week after week after week after week. There are games where I'm literally thinking, man, Devontae probably not going to eat that much this week. Like the Minnesota game, like, them niggas, Minnesota's seen that nigga plenty of times. You would think today you're not going to let him go crazy. First half, 8 catches, 100-something yards, and a touchdown.
No wonder Zimmer, you got fired. Shit.
Speaking of people that got fired, right? There were some coaches, a couple of coaches,
Shout out to the Bears for getting rid of that trash.
deserve to get fired. Not often are we gonna sit here and take up for the Miami Dolphins for any reason whatsoever.
We're not taking up for the Dolphins. Let's get that straight here.
Anything Dolphin. We generally don't take up for things Dolphins.
If anything, we're shitting on the Dolphins because of what they did.
Actually, you know what? I like what you did there. The Miami Dolphins
We're shitting on you for what you did.
just as egregious as it is for the New York Giants to hold on to Joe Judge. I feel it's that egregious for them to let go of Flores. Is his first name Brian?
Yes, Brian.
Okay.
All I know is for Brook.
Oh, whoa, wait, whoa, okay, wait.
That's Brooklyn there, man.
Is he?
Yes.
I didn't know he was from Brooklyn.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
Giants, get rid of that trash
Shit, Giants hire him. Shit.
and go get a real fucking coach. Talk about coaching too hard. Some shit. That's why you're Dolphins. That's why you're a soft ass name. You're a fish. You're an ugly shiny fish from the water. Soft ass. That's when I heard that, I'm like, it makes sense. They're Dolphins. They're soft.
So, the Miami Dolphins have a coach that has it's his 3 years coaching, right?
Third year
2 winning seasons
in a row.
in a row. I know it's barely over 5, but 2 winning seasons.
When you were dead in the water.
Dead to
Dead.
rights.
Dead.
Now, I know that you lost the game that was the one that mattered the most.
Tennessee.
But Tennessee is the best team in the AFC, obviously.
Mm.
And they were also playing for something. As much as you were playing for something. They're the better team. They should have whooped your ass. But you ran off 7 straight games.
I mean, granted, they didn't beat no goddamn body, but still, you
But-
play who's in front of you.
You and that's what matters more, because see, it's a little bit different when you're one of the high caliber teams, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. When you're those teams and you come off with 7 straight wins, you're gonna look at the quality of your opponent. And
Cowboy fans, listen.
Cowboys fans, they're gonna look at the quality of your opponent on every single victory, right? Because you're expected not only to beat those bad teams, but some of those good teams. So when you're beating bad teams, that's what you're supposed to do. Even if you're a mediocre team that's trying to make the come up, right? Even if you're a bad team that's trying to build their culture, the one thing that you want is to take care of your business. Is beat the bad teams when you play those bad teams. And I don't expect the Miami Dolphins to be world beaters, but if they are a team that's supposed to be kind of progression and on that path to whatever it is, then they took care of business. They beat all, but how often do you beat all the bad teams? That's the thing about it. How often, when you have the bad teams lined up 7 in a row, how often does that team or does your team beat them 7-0-7? No, you anticipate them probably going 5-2, 4-3 will be a disappointment, 6-1 even as a realistic fan. 7 straight wins in the NFL is ridiculous regardless of how you do it. 11 straight wins is ridiculous of how you do it. And when you're the Miami Dolphins and you're not anticipated to do much, or you underachieve, this is a nice momentum. Like you did this and it kind of reaffirmed, we still got a good team. We still kind of curious about our quarterback. Even though the quarterback played amazing during that stretch.
Can we just cut to the chase and stop the bullshit? What white coach is getting fired after having 2 winning seasons in a row? Going 10-6 and 9-8. Point to me a white coach that gets fired.
Dave Gettleman had
Wait.
10 wins in over 2 years, and the Giants are contemplating if they want to keep him.
Like, do you motherfuckers understand why we say we have to do all the work that we have to do just to get a little nibble?
Twice as hard just to get half as much.
Do you understand? That right there is the perfect example. Because I damn sure did not expect, especially at least after the team finished. You got teams who flat out quit, didn't show up, but them coaches don't have nothing to worry about. Joe Judge apparently is cozy in New York. Meanwhile, Flores, after beating the Patriots 2 times this year, one of the few teams who did that, probably the only team that did that, Flores had a job. That don't make no sense.
I mean, no sense.
And real talk, a move like that
Is why you
justifies why the Dolphins, or the Dolphins, it justifies why they haven't found a consistently good quarterback since Dan Marino. It's why you will forever, even though you try as hard as you can to be-back is one of the top upper echelon teams up there, like how you used to be in the 70s, 80s, even the 90s to a degree with Marino. How you will always belong right there with the motherfucking Detroit Lions, with the Cleveland Browns, with the Jaguars, with all these sorry ass teams that we laugh at. That's why you will, moves like what you did today is why you will always rock right there. Always. And Karma don't play that shit. You don't do something like that and get better. I.e., look at Detroit. They had winning seasons with Caldwell. They had winning seasons and at least was making the fucking playoffs with Caldwell.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know what's going on, Pop. I think that's just a you problem, Mark. I don't know. I already got confirmation from several other people that they can't hear us on Poppy. But who knows? Poppy could be acting up again. It could have just done this thing again. And like I said, I'm not too worried about Poppy right now. They're not the kept audio. And we continue. Yeah, no, definitely. That's why you're the Dolphin. Like shit like that is like this is why you can't have nice things. I guess that's a simple way to put it.
This is why you can't have nice things.
This is why you can't have nice things.
This is why you don't have Justin Herbert. You have Tua. This is why you don't have Joe Burrow. You have Tua. This is why you can't win your division consistently. This is why now Josh Allen is running shit. And the Patriots about to leapfrog your bitch asses with Mac Jones, the quarterback who was the backup to Tua. Mm-hmm. This is why you can't have nice things. You just consistently, even when you make one step forward, 2 steps back. That's what you are. That's why every now and then when the Dolphins have a nice year, 10 or 11 wins, make the playoffs, and all these Dolphin fans start talking crazy shit, especially if they happen to beat you and whatnot, start talking crazy, you just sit back. Because it's like, okay, you did it, you know what surprise teams do? They do it once. You know what good teams do? They do it twice. You know what great, consistent teams do? They do it consistently.
They do it every goddamn year. Even when their quarterback is technically on his last ligament, they still find a way to win their last 2 games and make it into the playoffs. Listen, we thought we was going to see a steel curtain call. He said, whoa, 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 whoa.
And they still, some people had the nerves to say, maybe he's lost that team. A guy who's never had a losing season. I'm glad you went there. That motherfucker has never had a losing season in 15, 16 years coaching that team. And yet some people still have the nerve every now and then to say he should be on the hot seat. You show me a white coach that goes 15, 16 years without losing season, and show me he's going to be on the hot seat. I'll show you a fucking liar.
Yeah, like, put this way.
I'll show you a fucking liar.
I'm going to tell you the weird thing about it, right? Is that Mike Tomlin is not going to be on the hot seat. One thing. He's never had a losing season, and 2, that's not how the Pittsburgh Steelers function. See, the Giants want to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what they want to be. But it's already too late for that. You're not the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're on the verge of literally being the fucking Lions, the Jaguars, all those shitty teams that we all laugh at, New York Giants. You got one more goddamn year. I'm going to really explain it to you. I'm going to really explain it to you who they are. The New York Giants and the New York Jets are the same team. They really are. The New York Giants, right, is basically the chick with the lights off. You think she looks good. Give her the benefit of the doubt, you grinding, you buying her drinks, all kind of shit. The New York Jets, the chick with the lights on. You know for a fact she ugly. The Giants think she cute. Makeup done good, work the contours, got a nice lift. But she ain't it. The Giants are the Jets. The Jets are the Giants. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. They play the same building. They're both getting. Yo, oh my God. You heard. Did you hear? Did you? There's a lawsuit. There's actually a lawsuit that could actually stick. That's being filed against the New York Giants and the New York Jets, being filed by their fans. And the reason why they are suing them is for the fact that they are in Jersey and they've been calling themselves the New York Jets and the New York Giants, and they are benefiting from the New York name while being in Jersey
and stinking up the joint.
Yo, so they're suing them for false advertisement and false use of the name, and that they've because they said if you would have called yourself the New Jersey Jets and the New York Giants, you would never have gotten all of this extra money, all of this extra media, all of this. So for the fact that you moved to Jersey and called yourself New York, that you've allowed yourself to inflate prices, do this, and so they're yo. I was like, yo, I wish I was in New York. I wish I would have bought a ticket anytime in the last 35 years so I could be part of this class action lawsuit.
You whole niggas playing East Rutherford.
Yeah.
East Rutherford.
Yeah. Yeah.
But have the nerve to call yourself New York this.
That's like when the Pistons played in Ann Arbor Hills and it was still calling themselves Detroit.
Like, yo, take our fucking name off your shirts if you're gonna be pulling that bullshit. Take our fucking names off that shit, son. Take it off. If you're gonna stink, at least play here. Shit. Don't take our fucking name and then you go stink somewhere else. In fucking Jersey.
Yeah, so this is one of the times here.
Bitch ass niggas.
The Giants don't know what the fuck you're doing with your organization. The Dolphins we don't know what the fuck you're doing with your goddamn organization. Colts, we don't know what the fuck. What's up? Who what? What?
Whoa ha.
KJ going a little hard on Jersey, easy.
I'm not turning up.
Listen,
it's all
here.
facts.
Listen here, Mr. Lighter Side of Sports.
It's all facts.
You can't claim Connecticut, Jersey, Brooklyn, and South Florida. It's no wonder your fandom is all over the place, yo. Cowboys fan, Raiders fan. You see,
that's not a good look for you.
He's the only one from that era where you had to be either a Raiders fan or a Cowboys fan, and he decided to pick both.
It's not a good look for you, B. You can't have this. You out here moving. You my guy, but you moving like a whore. You can't have this. We can't have you loving the cruise.
Loving the crew, and he's loving the crew.
Walk out there, crew loving.
And he's loving the crew. Expansion teams too. And he's loving the crew.
Whoa! Hey! Fuck that shit. You know what? Hey, I was ragging on the Jaguars. What's it called? Them niggas in the Panthers, they came into existence in 1995 and 96. You know both of them niggas have been to like 3 conference championships since then.
Well, at least the Jaguars I know about.
The Panthers too,
Have
yeah.
they been 3?
The Panthers, their first year, got to the fucking conference championship.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
They went Super Bowl too.
I know they went to the Super Bowl.
So it's like, what? But, god damn it, Jets? What the fuck?
Oh, they went to 2 conference championships.
And you've been here since 1956.
Actually, since they've been into the league, they've been to 3 conference championships.
Since 1960 something.
These guys win another championship, period. We gotta get that shit figured out. Speaking of championships, folks, we have the national champion in college football.
And I told somebody, my fault. I told somebody this the other day in a group chat. Because we were talking about, some of these great teams in the past. Somebody said the Giants. And I really thought about it and said, you know what? To be real honest, as much as I appreciate them 2 rings that they got, that team underachieved. They underachieved. There was too much motherfucking talent on that fucking team to just surprisingly sneak into the playoffs and wreck people's shit. And then all the other years, you struggling to be 500. Or a couple other years, you were completely one and done. You underachieved.
Listen, what a championship does for you, because it really makes people...
covers up the stink.
It really makes people forget that when outside of those 2 years that they won a championship, the majority of that time, the Giants were basically Basura.
Let's go, Bama.
The majority of that time, every single year, they were trying to question if Eli Manning should have even been should have been a starting quarterback. But when he got to those Super Bowls, you know what I mean? Somebody got a little extra stickum and made sure he did not. Yeah, he like, yo, I don't care. Yo, get that shit baseball
Hey,
players.
them
use.
niggas cheating, we cheating too.
He's like, yeah, get that shit baseball players use, yo. If you're not dropping shit when it comes your way. That's exactly what they did. They ain't dropping balls. They ain't dropping. You know, they don't-
Hating on Eli, man. Why y'all hating on Eli?
We not hating on Eli. I said the whole team. That team had too
Ooh, was
much.
that a block? Kick? Oh my god.
I hate it here. I hate it here.
Two
Bam it
Super
up.
Bowls.
Bam it
You
up.
underachieved.
Yes,
Bro,
you
come on.
underachieved. Absolutely. So you wait a minute.
Ridiculous,
So wait
bro.
a minute. You telling me that team was not good enough to at least contend for a few years?
Cleveland, this is for you.
That second Super Bowl, they didn't even crack any type of wild card conversation.
Who was their best receiver? Victor Cruz? Come on, stop the game.
Odell Beckham Jr.
That's before that. You not
Rated King,
chill, Will.
overrated.
Chill, Will. You know
The
way
guy
too,
that tried to
chill,
bomb
Will,
himself.
chill, Will. You know way too much football to do that to me, Sean.
Mexico Burrows.
Like,
Oh, man.
They won the goddamn Super Bowl and went one and done. They won the goddamn Super Bowl the next year, went one and done. Got snubbed by the Eagles, who were sorry. The next year was the Miracle in the Meadowlands, and then they flat out choked the rest of the season.
Ah,
Like,
man,
stop
I ain't
that.
talking about none of that. You're talking about one moment in a game. We talking about a whole body of work, bro. Like, the fact is,
Underachieved.
Eli Manning is more clutch than Peyton Manning. That's number one. That's why I
Underachieved.
would take him over Peyton Manning. Way
Underachieved.
more clutch. And then on top of that, they got 2 Super Bowls. How many Cleveland Browns got?
They underachieved. It's the see
Bro.
you know
How
what
many
the problem that you're running into. You know the exactly different standards. That's the
How
real
many
problem
Dallas
you're running
Cowboys
into.
got? How many the Raiders got?
The real problem is you're running into people who have different standards. That's the real problem.
No,
And
that's
they
the
set-
point.
they set the
New York
standard
people
themselves.
Act like they gotta win every year. That's what's ridiculous. That's right. People who got different standards. New York people really think they're the best at everything. When they
That's the
just
problem.
just New
Nobody
York.
said that. Nobody ever said
No,
they needed to
that's
be the
what
best
thought
at
process
everything.
is. And so y'all should win every fucking year.
Nobody
Y'all
said
won 2
that.
Super Bowls, bro.
Chill,
in a matter of 10
Will.
years.
Oh
Nobody
my
does that.
God. Oh
It's
my
the Yankees.
God.
If the Yankees don't win, they think it's a thing. I get 2, like it's 2 Super Bowls, bro. How many franchises have ever won 2 with one player?
You know what you sound like? You sound like
How
a
you
fan
gonna
who's
have
used
that
to
if you
losing.
underachieving?
Most Hall of Fame quarterbacks have won 2 Super Bowls with their franchise.
Eli Manning, bro. Eli
Oh,
Manning.
shit.
And oh my God, like it's just if he not an overachiever, what is that is? Eli Manning himself is an overachiever.
The problem
He's
is,
the-
when did I
he's
ever
captured
say
the
Eli
essence
Manning
of
underachieved? When did the words Eli underachieved came out my mouth? Talon,
But my
tell
point
me
is
when
that
the
he's a part
words
of the
Eli
team.
underachieved came out my
But
goddamn
he's a
mouth.
part of
Who
that
said that?
team.
I
But
said
he's a
the
part of that
team
team.
as a whole underachieved. They could have got
Right,
way
but-
more.
but
They
that's-
could have
you
did
can't
way
say-
more.
You can't say the Giants, but don't say
Dude,
Eli.
hold on. We got a head coach in Green Bay who just won 3 straight 13-win seasons. That nigga get no credit. No credit for nothing.
He got.
What you talking about? Who in Green Bay is what now?
That's because he got Aaron Rodgers.
Consistent. But what I'm saying is there's consistency. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. The Giants had too much talent on their team to not go have seasons like that where they just rip off 13 wins year after year after year. You shouldn't be struggling to get to 10-6, needing help to get in. Granted, you got in, you did what you're supposed to do. What happened the years after that? You fell off the motherfucking face of the earth.
Horrible season.
Horrible.
season.
Horrible.
Like, okay, I understand that you when you say that they got 2 Super Bowls out of it, but
It covers up the stink. That's
level,
the problem.
The level of consistency that they had over that 10 years did not exist though. It's basically like going from like worst to first. It's like, oh, I was dog shit one year, and the next year I end up winning the Super Bowl. And then the next year I'm dog shit. And the next year I'm dog shit. And the next year I'm dog shit.
It's like the-
it's like dog shit every year they go to Super Bowl.
It's like the
Like
team.
they was dog shit.
They were dog
It's
shit
like
more
the
than majority of the time.
no.
they
You know what
made
it is? You know what it is? It's like the team who's always motherfucking garbage in their division finally gets a year where they do something, so it eliminates the noise for the next 2 years.
Like Eagles.
Or the Bengals.
I don't know. I'd rather have a team. I don't care. Who cares about consistency? I'd rather have a team that won the Super Bowl.
Well, consistency
It
could have gotten you because the way
It wasn't supposed to win.
The
It wasn't
mentality-
supposed to win in one time.
the mentality and the philosophy is like
For real.
if you can play consistently the way that you did to win the Super Bowl, and instead of not having these horrible years, then guess what? Maybe you can win more than just two.
Maybe Tom Coughlin never gets fired.
Because the way I feel like the way it's probably felt that the Giants probably could have won 4 championships in that time frame instead of just 2.
Tom Coughlin getting fired. What? Tom Coughlin basically left. He didn't really get fired.
He
Oh, no,
got fired. What are you talking about?
He got
He got fired.
Did y'all see that press conference?
He got.
Did y'all see that press conference?
Are you
Did y'all
serious?
remember that press conference?
You serious? You gonna tell us that nigga left?
He got
Y'all
He got
remember that
fired.
press conference?
He got
I'm not
fired.
saying he left, but I'm saying
He got fired for
Of course he
Odell
got
Beckham.
fired.
He got fired for Odell Beckham Jr.
Acting a fool against Josh Norman,
Nah, that
and they didn't do
wasn't it.
shit.
He got
That
fired.
was the icing on the
No.
cake.
He got
That
fired
was
for
the
Odell.
icing on the
remember
cake.
that press conference when he left?
Left.
Do y'all remember that press conference?
Left.
Y'all ever see that exit press conference?
See, he brainwashed right now. He probably thinking Gettleman left.
No, I'm saying. No, I'm talking about.
I don't remember the press conference.
Y'all should pull it up and then tell me. Y'all should pull it up, look at it, and not now, man, but and tell me if I'm telling you, Coughlin was the.
I'm gonna tell you.
And then his son.
But here's the
When
thing.
his son
here's the
took
thing.
over, that's what the problem was.
But here's the
Right?
thing.
No.
How
His son
many-
took over. It was a problem at first.
Here's the thing.
When
How
the
many years?
dude's son took over, it was a problem at first.
How
So
many,
it was gonna happen. It was inevitable. But
how many years? How many years? How many years were they talking about Coughlin?
Two Super Bowls.
How many years were they talking about Coughlin on the hot seat? How many years were they talking about that?
The Super Bowl saved
They
him.
be talking about
That
with
was-
Tomlin.
What happened?
They be talking about with Tomlin on the hot
But
seat.
that just started with Tomlin, and every time it gets shut down very very easily.
But you know one thing.
And
You know one
and
thing
it
that. You know
never
one thing
built
that.
steam.
And you
For
know
the
what thing that
Giants
Tomlin
organization,
had.
it built steam and it was allowed to snowball.
And you know one thing that Tomlin never had that Coughlin had? Losing seasons.
And also, he doesn't have something that people don't know about the Giants. That started to
It
come
was
out
never,
right
you'll
now.
never see no 4-12, 5-11,
They
6-10.
have an ownership group that likes to meddle in management and coaching and playing time and coaching.
Talk about it.
What was their record with Eli? What was their whole total record though? How many times they make the playoffs?
Oh.
How many times did they play? 4 times? 5 times maybe? 4 or 5 times they made the playoffs, maybe 2 championships. Eli's record is miraculously like a 500 record. It's like 81 and 81.
Literally.
Seriously.
Bro, his record is literally 117 and 117.
Is it?
It's damn 117
I told
and
you
117.
Okay, once his record. So there you go. His record is 117 and 117. That's his record. That's his record. And then
So hey, no, but get this though. The Giants under Eli, you know what I'm gonna do? You know, two Super Bowl MVPs. They got to the playoffs 6 times.
6 times. Okay, I thought it was like 5. Okay.
Take away the Super Bowls, no wins.
Yeah.
So the other years,
Every time they got
so the
bounced,
other
easy.
years
Yeah.
it was one and done, one and done.
All of his playoff wins,
one
all of
and
his
done.
playoff wins, and are his championship
all the
runs.
championship years. And my thing is, when you think about the talent that was on those teams, they had 3. They had Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Ward. They called themselves Earth, Wind, and Fire. And you telling me you can't get more consistency out of that? That offensive line, they talked about that Giants
And
offensive
that
line
defense.
ad
Oh my
nauseum.
god! And the fucking defense they had then.
That O line,
Like-
that D line, are you serious?
It was like that's just like they underachieved. Like okay,
Come on now.
regardless of
Come on now.
regardless of what words, right? Again, what other words, right? Like or how many different narratives. Can we agree that the Giants underachieved during Eli Manning's tenure?
And call it what you want with those receivers. Them niggas came up big and made them plays. Plex went up there in Green Bay in 07 and caught 11, 12 passes for 130-something yards in the NFC Championship game.
Mm.
Amani Toomer was a solid number 2 for them
They
niggas.
underachieved, bro. I think they overachieved, and I don't know how. 'Cause I mean, you only go as far as your quarterback. You know what I'm saying? I
So
don't
you're
care
saying
about
that?
the talent. Look
So you're
at-
saying that they
look-
were sorry?
Hear me out. If y'all respond, I need y'all to hear me out.
Okay.
I'm saying to you is that, like, say for instance, the Browns. You only good as your quarterback. Period. I don't care what. We all know that. In the NFL, you only good as your quarterback. He was subpar at best, but the years that he played his ass off, they won the Super Bowl. That's, yeah. I mean, I don't care how good the team was around you. Nobody really wins like Baltimore. That was only one time, unless you was in the 70s. Typically, you got an all-star QB at the, at the helm, and you're not gonna win without one. And whatever years it clicked, it clicked. But I mean, you are what your record says you are. Ain't that what John Matt or Bill Parsons said? You are what you, and so that tells you how good he played in those particular years.
So you think that they overachieved? So you're saying that they sucked, and those 2 years they overachieved? It's instead of the other way around. We're thinking that, yo, they underachieved. They had a better team, and they underachieved. Either way, they didn't achieve their. They didn't.
You have.
I don't think they was underachieved. I don't think they underachieved at all. I don't care about your talent. Where it's not. The point is that everybody thinks Eli's shittier than Peyton, astronomically. They didn't like Peyton for like the 4 or 5 years. He didn't play great, but he managed to win 2 Super Bowls, so he played beyond himself. I mean, and that's the most important position. That's 80% of a football team wins. It's a QB. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's more if you Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? As we can see. So therefore, I don't know, bro. It's just, I feel like I don't care about your defense. I don't care about your offensive line. All that shit don't matter unless you win it.
But
You know what I'm saying? The Browns is a great. We got talent everywhere, and we ain't making playoffs this year. We got one of the best. We got top probably 5, maybe top 3 roster as far as talent. We ain't making playoffs because we got a horrible quarterback. Well, a mediocre quarterback.
There's something to what he's saying, KJ. Because you know what? Because think about this, right? In this perspective, right? We could be Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Like, yo, we have Aaron Rodgers. We got 1 ring out of it. We had Eli. We squeezed 2. Like, I think we squeezed all the juice out of the lemon. Like, I think they may be certain to what he's saying. Like, we may have squeezed all of the juice out of the lemon by getting 2 Super Bowl rings out of
But
Eli.
here's the thing, like Chill Will said, like your quarterback is 80%. In Green Bay's case, in terms of their L's, Lord, don't get me started with that motherfucking defense. Don't get me started with that defense and some of them games that they gave away.
So I'm just saying, like, we could be like Green Bay, where you're happy to have one of the most elite quarterbacks ever, but he only got 1 ring and he ain't gave you shit ever again. And he gets seasons like this. He has the least turnovers ever. Eli Manning has some of the most turnovers. It's almost like they're the opposite of each other.
Packers fans to this day don't cringe every time they hear 2014 or 2015. To this day, they still cringe.
I'm just
Cringe.
like, there is a weird thing to what he's saying.
They see when they gotta go out there to recover an onside kick right now, cringe. When they gotta send their defense out there in overtime, cringe. And I don't blame them, cause let my team lose like that the way they lost in 2 years. Oh. I'll be goddamn if I let Larry Fitzgerald, after 13 years, run 75 yards down to the goal line. You dead ass with that sorry tackling. Niggas can't do their own. Niggas don't do their own fucking job on onside kicks. Want to go jump up and be the goddamn hero. Can't catch worth the goddamn. When Jordy Nelson is standing behind.
We thinking that we underachieved as Giants. Green Bay's definitely underachieved.
Oh, they definitely underachieved. It's not even a question. Those niggas are underachieved.
And those quarterbacks ain't the same.
I don't know, bro.
Those niggas underachieved. What? Green Bay had an offensive line? Green Bay had an offensive line? When?
I think he said when did Green Bay had an offensive line?
I hope he said when did Green Bay have offensive line. I hope he didn't say Green Bay has always had an offensive line.
I think he said when.
But I'm saying when. Yeah. So when you say
Okay.
underachieve,
Ooh.
maybe for under Aaron Rodgers,
Ooh.
talent, yeah, they underachieved by getting talent around him, but they never. When was the last time they had a wide receiver besides Devontae Adams?
Jordy Nelson.
Outside of Devontae Adams, they hurt. Their receivers are horrible.
What? Jody Nelson was horrible?
Outside of Devontae Adams, I'm just saying as far as like star power. Jerry Nelson ain't no top 5 receiver.
He wasn't top
It was
5,
in-
but
I
when
remember saying
Jody
Jordan
Nelson
Nelson.
was at his peak, what the fuck?
Nah,
Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Top 5
Don't do
receiver.
that. You-
Jordy Nelson. So you can sit
I
there and
never,
say, go
I
ahead,
never
look
said
it
he
up.
was top 5. But are we gonna
No,
talk about
listen,
Jordy Nelson
I'm
like
not
he's
saying-
chopped
He
liver?
said he was top 5, but when he said that Jordy Nelson was still a problem at his peak,
Come on, man.
Come on now.
I got you.
and he was
I
eating
got
up,
you.
and he was
I'm not
eating
saying
up
that,
yards
but it's Jordy
on
Nelson.
an
Come on,
excessive
bro.
Are you
rate.
serious? Like, come on now.
I'm not.
See, it's only
I'm not
like
talking
it's only like that 'cause it's
like Edelman's, Jordy Nelson's. What's the other? I mean, of course they.
The
yeah,
other
possession
white
receivers. I'm talking about they not-
the other. Let's
Jordy
get real. The
Nelson on
other
his
white
best days is
receiver.
Never Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? At his best.
Hey,
So you
call,
can't compare like.
call it what
I'm
you
saying,
want, but that
like,
motherfucker had plenty of years getting 1,300 yards, over 80, 90 catches, and 10 touchdowns.
When he played with Aaron Rodgers, he played Aaron Rodgers. You gonna
You
get
can,
that.
the
Okay, you
quarterback
are.
can only throw you the ball. You still
Odell
have to
Beckham
catch
played
the
with-
shit.
Played with Eli Manning.
But my point is that if you play with Aaron Rodgers, you favorite target.
Oh.
What we know about them, you gonna get about 15 to 16 passes towards you.
And
but
you still
can't
got to
rely
catch the
every
shit.
game.
And you still got to catch it
Right,
and make
so
plays.
So who couldn't do that though?
There's
Plenty.
Think about what Devontae
Plenty.
Adams did.
Because clearly there's
What
been
think
enough
about
to
what
have
Devontae
us
Adams
going
did.
that these niggas can't make plays and Aaron Rodgers needs more targets. Needs more weapons.
But that's not like that. Don't mean Aaron.
Come on now.
Or Marquez Scant, whatever. They all get 10. They all catch a couple touchdowns.
And they
That's
can't
all
even lick the
comes.
bottom
He
of
can
Jo-
make anybody look good.
And Lazard and Scantling can't even lick the bottom of Jordy Nelson's shoes.
Jordy Nelson was actually a really good.
I'm not saying
He
that,
was a
but I'm
good
just saying when you
route
play
runner.
Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna become if you one of his whether you great or not. If you one of his people, you're gonna get some numbers. That's what I'm saying.
If you catch the ball.
So are you saying that Aaron Rodgers?
still ain't no Devontae Adams?
Are you saying that?
You know what I'm saying? He ain't like
Are you saying
if
that?
Jordy Nelson the best receiver on my team, we in trouble. Is what I'm saying.
Well, you saying that Aaron Rodgers could have made Marquise Brown look like Jordy Nelson?
Absolutely, Marquise Brown might drop a couple, but he's still dynamic, and he playing with a horrible a QB. He's a great athlete, but he's not the best QB. We all know that. I mean, as far as passing,
Dude,
he's a better athlete than he is a passer.
Marquise
So,
Brown.
and
Marquise
he
Brown
ain't
catches.
trash.
Marquise Brown catches a football. How my 8-year-old nephew tries to catch a
Man, bro,
football.
you can't.
Like, are we serious?
I guess I watch other games. Yes, he drops balls, but he makes dynamic plays.
Speaking of
Odell
drop-
do the same thing. T.O. did the same thing. There's a lot of great wide receivers, but you got to get the opportunity, right? And he ain't never really gonna get the opportunity because he don't get the. You got Lamar Jackson throwing maybe 20 times this year. He throw a little bit more, but typically during Marquise Brown's duration, the man can literally throw 20 times in the game. How am I supposed to prove myself? And I get maybe 20% of that target.
But
And I'm a
you
deep ball. You know what I'm saying?
You sure as
I
hell
don't.
not
I would
dropping?
say Marquise Brown is the reason why whatever the case may be. He's out.
I ain't saying he the reason, but he sure as hell not helping himself by, 1 out of every 6 passes that comes to his way, drop. Can't hold on to it.
Yeah, he ain't.
Shit,
he
Sunday,
ain't-
all the time,
shit,
though.
Sunday,
I'm-
Sunday,
hey, look,
shit,
He ain't
Sunday,
Demarius Thomas in those
T.O.
balls.
drop
Shit.
shit all the time.
shit.
Gio drop shit all the time. Odell drop shit all the time. I sit here and watch Odell drop a pass each game he played in. Every single game.
When he had
So
Baker
that ain't never
Mayfield
really
passing
got
to
dynamic,
them.
but he can't make plays.
Hey, this is how great a receiver T.O. is. He dropped everything, that nigga still got 157 touchdowns. Imagine if that nigga caught
Exactly.
everything that came his way.
And that's what I'm saying. I think really, to be honest, this is what's crazy. I think especially a tight end at the most. I think wide receivers are as good as the quarterback that they play with. Look at Cooper Kupp.
Well, that will explain why
Never.
Odell Beckham was dropping balls all over the place.
That probably
That part. That part.
That could be, but either way, you drop it. I'm talking about opportunity.
He wasn't dropping balls in New York. You saw he was catching.
Not at all.
Plays. If
Three
nobody
fingers.
never throw the ball, or they don't run plays for me, they don't use me in that way. I'm supposed to make plays. If I get the ball thrown to me 3 to 5 times a game, and maybe I do drop balls. I might drop one, but how am I supposed to make up for myself if I'm not really gonna get another deep ball the whole game? Because he can't read defense. Because we know he doesn't do it on Marquise Brown is just go, play deep, deep pass, and you good. Because he can't throw either me. That's all I can really run about Marquise Brown. So I don't know. I think it's ain't simple. I don't know, bro.
It'd be
I
tough.
think Aaron Rodgers, he definitely had a shitty team. I think Peyton Manning had a shitty overall. Peyton Manning was so great, he made dudes that was mediocre, he made them great. The Reggie Waynes, I'd say he was bad, but they made them Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying?
You see, he made them great. I can see what he's saying there.
I was ready.
I was ready. I was
locked and loaded.
Like he turned it from good to great.
I was locked
because
and
he
loaded.
put in that little extra work, and he worked with them. They worked on their
I
time.
was
He
locked.
made good. He made good.
Loaded for that one.
I
was like, say Reggie and Marvin was not all that.
But I think any other QB, I think that's what great QBs do. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, these great QBs ain't doing what they supposed to do if these receivers don't catch the goddamn ball.
Because we saw also, but this is not the second time I'm going to bring up his name, rest in peace, Demaryius Thomas. The difference, because Demaryius Thomas in both aspects, he caught those balls from Tim Tebow when he wasn't getting on nothing but 3 targets. But also when he got linked up with Peyton Manning, then we also saw rocket.
Here's the biggest caveat for receivers making their quarterback look good. There was a brief moment where Dante Culpepper was all pro.
But he was balling that year, though. Hold on, time out. Dante Culpepper was good. What are you talking about? Like, he wasn't trash.
He wasn't trash.
He was.
I didn't say he was trash, but there was a brief moment he was all pro, and we know who had a big reason why.
Yeah.
84.
A wide receiver can't make a QB either.
A wide receiver can't make.
Dude,
almost half of that nigga's throws were him just throwing that shit deep to Randy. What are we talking about? And if it wasn't that, it was the hitch pass that Randy was catching 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage and making run after the catch.
I ain't tripping on that. But my point is that
I'm not saying he was garbage, but that's a perfect example.
For a while too, wasn't it?
No, by the time Dante came up in there, Chris was on his last year. That 2000 year where
older Chris Carter was there. Yeah,
but that 1 year, and then after
that,
that,
for like 2 years.
No,
I think.
one.
Like for 2
one.
or 3 years.
I thought they played together like 3 years.
You getting him confused with Cunningham?
Yeah, he was there for like 2 or 3, maybe.
You getting him
Chris
confused
Carter
with Cunningham?
and
You getting him confused with Cunningham? It was Cunningham,
okay.
Carter, and Moss with Jake Reed and Robert Smith at the backfield. And then by '99, Cunningham had got hurt, so they went from started at Cunningham and then Jeff George and then somebody else.
Was a good QB. Like for a while, for about 2 or 3 years, he was a good QB. Like he was balling. That was my favorite team right then.
Trust me, I fucked with the Vikings heavy because of what them niggas was doing. Them motherfuckers was. They talking. I love the greatest show on turf, but damn, I definitely love to watch me some Minnesota Vikings play some football.
Yeah,
at that time.
I didn't watch them fall. I mean, I liked them, but I didn't like how. I just thought.
I love Marshall Faulk.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I love Marshall.
I was just a big Minnesota fan because I just like. I like Randy Moss too, bro.
Honestly, Marshall Faulk was everything I wanted in an NFL running back.
I like Marshall Faulk more. I like Emmitt Smith.
That part.
No, well, I was a big Emmitt fan. I was the Emmitt back then. I was the Emmitt over Berry guy. Because Emmitt could do everything.
Like I like Curtis Morton more than I like Emmitt Smith.
All right, now you wildin'.
I used to love Curtis Martin.
I love Curtis too.
Players ever
That's me.
in the world.
Listen, look at the guy.
Curtis Martin is one of the most.
Daniel Tomlinson, I love more than Emmitt Smith.
I do love me some LT.
Like those three got.
But like I said, Marshall. Like I said, like no disrespect to Marshall, but that brief moment where Le'Veon was doing his thing with Pittsburgh, I would see flashes of that that time because that nigga was. You wanted 150 that day in terms of running. He gave it to you. Le'Veon. The brief moment he was at his height with Pittsburgh.
Let me tell you something.
But even then, he still couldn't wipe Marshall Faulk's shoes.
And those are my 3 running backs right there. Is Marshall Faulk, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Curtis Martin. Those are my 3 running backs.
Okay, you gave it to you because they gave it to you any way you wanted it. You wanted it. You wanted in between the tackles. Cool. Like you wanted a pitch. Gone. So cool.
Before it became commonplace that every running back almost needed to be able to catch. Those are the guys I remember catching up the backfield or just lining up and also just catching. Period. Like you can line them up a wide receiver once in a while.
How many times did we see Marshall split out wide with the Rams?
Those 3 guys I remember, and so that's like how you said everything that you wanted.
Running real wide receiver.
Those are the 3 guys that when I looked at running backs, that's what I want for my running back. Like not only can you run, but hey, that quick out, that hit route that you talking about, all of it, catch that slant, like come also block for me. I remember those guys protecting like a motherfucker too. And I also remember those guys having some early fumble issues, all of them, and them having to progress to be better on taking care of that ball. Because listen, not for nothing, they all had fumble issues early on in their career.
Word.
And they all had to work on being better protectors of the ball.
You know one nigga I really fuck with, but he's nowhere near as good as those guys. But one guy I really fuck with, bro, Brian Westbrook.
He was a workhorse. He was
Brian
a workhorse.
Westbrook, man.
Like he was so respected.
Westbrook.
You know who Brian Westbrook reminds me of, like in the NBA equivalent, Eric Snow. Like I don't know why.
I have no idea why, because I think Brian Westbrook is a much better football player than Eric Snow is a basketball player.
No. Not Brian Westbrook. Not Brian Westbrook. The other dude is what I'm thinking of. Kenzie, something. No, Philly player. Basketball. The other decent.
McKee?
Yes.
No, even worse.
The only other decent dude that Allen Iverson used to have with him who was that guy? Was it McKee?
Either way, it's worse. No, it's not good. Either way,
it's better than Eric Snow though. Aaron McKee was way better than Eric Snow.
No, he's better than Eric Snow. But that's who I think of when I think of.
All I know is I've seen Brian Westbrook win the Philadelphia Eagles game.
Yeah, when I see Brian Westbrook, that's what I think of. I think of that McKee guy that Allen Iverson used to have.
You must not think very well of Brian Westbrook.
They used to be like, yo, if he was playing. I remember the Philadelphia 76ers playoff hopes used to rest on if he was able to play when Allen Iverson was playing. Because if he could play, then that means Allen Iverson had a chance to like cut and go off and do his thing.
Oh, let's go, Bama. Come on. Come through for your boy.
Is that the score? 13-12? Georgia?
12.
Is that the score?
That's the score.
Okay. I thought those were possessions for a second.
Fucking
damn! Talk about defense.
Man, look.
This is one of those games I wish I
listen, the football guys looked out for Georgia when Jameson Williams got hurt. That's for damn sure.
And as you guys
Chill will know who I'm talking about.
And as you guys know, the college football playoffs is currently, the college football championship is currently right now. We have Georgia going up against Alabama. Both broadcasters on ESPN, on the multiple ESPN networks. And you know they have
multiple.
As they have different multicasts.
You must have seen about 13 different spots you could listen and watch the game.
Just so
while
funny,
watching
right?
Get Up this morning.
They're about to do one of these things for baseball as well too, where he's gonna be Michael Kay and the cheater. Alex Rodriguez. And I'm like, again with baseball, I'm looking at them. What demographic are you going after? What? I love Michael. Like, see, if you're just a Yankees fan,
you love it.
Like put it this way, no, I don't know, like what part, because as a Yankees fan, I hate the fact that Alex Rodriguez is doing this, because Alex Rodriguez tried to sue my team after he got busted for cheating. A whole ass nigga. And we never liked him because of the whole Derek Jeter thing, even though we all know, even though we do.
I never liked that move.
Basically,
that move fucks so much shit up.
Actually, you know what? The perfect example of how Alex Rodriguez was compared to Derek Jeter, it's like comparing Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers. Like, we get it. He may be more talented, but he ain't the better winner.
True.
And he don't come through more when it matters.
Granted, his defense might play a role.
So that whole Alex Rodriguez saga, I'm not a fan of. So again, I'm looking at Major League Baseball. Why are you highlighting Alex Rodriguez, one of the biggest cheaters of your sport? And two, like, and because like, you can speak to this part, while I can speak to one other part. You know Michael Kay. Like we both know Michael Kay from him calling the Yankees games, but you don't listen to his radio show, so you don't know him outside. You don't know him outside of.
I listen.
You start listening now?
I listen.
Okay.
I listen.
Yeah, like so. I remember there was a time like you wasn't really listening. It's like, yeah, come on. See what I mean? So there's people that don't really know
sorry,
him.
bro. Like I got shit to do. I don't have time to listen to all these damn radio shows and shit.
Honestly, yeah, I listen to almost 18 hours of shit sometimes in a day. It was crazy. But there's some people that don't really listen to his show, so don't know him outside of the broadcast. But whether you know him for the broadcast or you know him for the show, what demographic are you trying to draw with Michael Kay, with a 68-year-old white guy? I'm not saying.
But here's the thing: what demographic could they go to?
They need to go to the younger demographic. They have to.
But here's the problem: the younger demographic in terms of baseball now is playing to like 41, and then once these niggas retire, most of them are hiding. The only few that they have in terms of the one person I can think of, and granted, I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers, Ortiz, Big Papi.
Oh, still my Big Papi. So those are the only guys they have is guys like Big Papi and Alex Rodriguez?
That's about it. In terms of who's putting themselves out there, in terms of media-wise for baseball, that the younger demographic can... Like I said, everybody else, when they finish their baseball career, they're gone.
CC Sebastian? Like, he's out there. I know he's out there.
But you know, CC's not with the corn shit.
Yeah,
He's not with the coon shit. He's not gonna come out here and put on for ESPN or Fox or TBS.
I think he would. He does already though. He has a show with somebody. He does already.
But that's his show that he controls.
Yeah, he has a podcast with somebody. Somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. But that's his show that he controls. He's not gonna come on and put on the fake shit.
Because basically they want to do like an Eli Manning on broad. Like basically you gotta know what I'm talking about. They're gonna do like an Eli Manning or NCAA championship broadcast where during games there's going to be Michael Kay and Alex Rodriguez.
Let's get real. All these spots are trying to do everything they can to become what Inside the NBA is. Let's just keep it real. Think of every sports media spot that you watch. Tell me that these motherfuckers are clearly not trying their hardest. They're doing everything they can to be somewhat as entertaining as Inside the NBA.
Or All the Smoke.
One of the two.
Who's also changing how everybody just up their podcast.
And it's like, you can keep trying, but you niggas look dumb trying at this point. Like some of y'all, it's clear, it's day that you're trying way too hard.
But also what happens that in that kind of business, you have to the way they also look at it too, and the way that business model.
Shout out to Inside the NBA. Damn.
We have to produce something like this of our
own. Big up for Inside the NBA.
Because if we don't, right, Inside the NBA, like they have to produce something like that, because if they don't, then that's not giving at least the people that's loyal to their product at least something similar to watch, and seeing if it can at least steal an eye or two. That's what they said. Like, by not having it at all, that's reckless, because you're not even giving your audience the option.
Keep trying. You have to keep trying. You have to.
Yeah,
because like you said, because it's like I told you with some other things. Not doing it is irresponsible. It's not doing your due diligence.
It's just when I look at it, like I said, as I'm looking at, and I'm like you're here now, and I get it, right? Whatever reason to it, I'm judging you by now the people that you have, and I love Michael Kay. I love the Michael Kay show. I love to hear him call Yankees games. I find him really entertaining on the Michael Kay show. If you ever seen his show, also Center Stage, he has some of the most compelling interviews, and he has tons of them. Mike Tyson, Sidney Poitier. We're talking about some of the biggest names. Alex Rodriguez. I can't remember. Like, I know the CC. There's Derek Jeter. Like his Center Stage little show. because he even wrote books off of it that's become New York Times #1 seller.
Yeah.
You know, so he's a very he can be very entertaining. I'm just looking at like, again, baseball, just like with your Field of Dreams shit. It's a great idea, but what demographic are you targeting?
Exactly. There's a whole demographic that didn't even understand what the
Because
fuck
like I said, Mark has 2 kids that play baseball. One is like 17, one is 17, one is like 13, 12, right? I asked them both about Field of Dreams. They have no clue.
They have no clue.
Who knows about Field of Dreams? So basically, the latest age or the youngest person is about maybe your age. Maybe they're 27. Maybe.
Think about it right now. What is the last really great baseball movie that you can think of? That people could resonate with?
I don't know, the one where the kid played baseball after he had that kink in his arm and it made it snap. I don't know. Or you saw Angels in the field, Angels in the outfield. I don't know. No. Actually, League of Their Own.
League of Their Own.
That's the women one, right? Yeah.
League of Their Own. Exactly, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Exactly. I was gonna say
Earbud?
no.
One of the bugs?
You know,
One of them dogs?
See, here's how much. I don't necessarily reaching because it depends on the type of movie that you like. I was gonna say Hardball.
Ooh.
And back in 01, I was gonna say Hardball.
Damn, why is pull out G-Baby?
G-Baby!
That shit hurt.
Cucumbers!
That shit hurt for real.
Damn, that did hit.
Talk about men don't
But
cry.
then if you
They
talk,
ain't never seen Hardball.
facts, big facts. You did not see a real baseball movie until you see Keanu Reeves breaking down G-Baby's game-winning hit at the funeral, son.
Yeah.
You talk about real nigga moment, like, hey, we not gonna do this here. Not today.
Yeah, if you never seen your man cry, ladies, that he's never
Put
seen
on Hardball.
Hardball and Remember the Titans. Like he gonna tear up somewhere.
Facts.
And then if that don't work, then put on Toy Story 3.
Oh shit. But then if I even wanted to go on a lighter side to where like the real babies, like you know, 8, 9, 10, 11, Bad News Bears. But here's the problem. There are some parents who do not want their 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds watching fucking 12, 13-year-olds say shit, damn, bitch, cunt, and shit like that. But whatever.
So that's what I'm saying. So as every sport, right? Because this I keep looking in a weird way. Look at you about to go through.
No.
Oh.
Just got the charge up.
Let's look at things in a weird way, right? And we don't ever have to worry about baseball. We don't have to worry about basketball or football hitting the younger demographic.
Because there's always one movie every other year in regards to some type of and
they just naturally appeal to the younger crowd.
Exactly.
Somehow.
And on top of that, there's always some type of classic. I mean, Coach Carter in 05, fucking damn, he got Game Sunset Park, classic shits, nigga. Even more recent, like what else? I mean, you wanna go? You wanna?
Yeah, man. And
the movie that Kyrie did with all them old niggas.
Uncle Ruckus or Uncle Drew.
Yeah, Uncle Drew, whatever the fuck. Even in terms of funny, like family type shit. Mm-hmm. That the KD movie where they tried to bullshit Space Jam, which was horrible. Space Jam 2 even that just came out this past summer.
Whoa! I hold on, I'm glitching. KD did his own bootleg Space Jam.
Thunderbird.
Oh God.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't watch that.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Don't watch that shit. You'll come in here next podcast and talk about KD like he's LeBron James.
I'm gonna lose a brain cell. I'm gonna make sure I lose like 1,500 brain cells on that one before I lose.
Yeah, Glory Road in terms of basketball and stuff like.
So you understand? So you understand what I'm saying here?
Shit.
Anytime I look at baseball doing things, I'm always trying to figure out where was your demographic? What demographic are you trying to appeal to? Because your biggest move that you make, it seems like you're still trying to capture the 40-year-old guy, the 50-year-old guy, the 60-year-old guy. Field of Dreams is a move for somebody in their 50s. It precedes me.
Listen, man.
Michael K, I get it. Michael K, I listen to the Michael K show. Michael K's callers, regular demographic of callers, is older than me.
Son, The Sandlot. Great baseball movie. 1993, nigga. We talking...
Kids
We
nowadays-
talking almost 30 years ago.
No, you understand? Like, I say this to my niece all the time. You're killing me, Smalls. She says it back to me. She has no clue what the
No
reference
clue
is.
what the fuck it is. And that's a goddamn shame. But the fact that we have to go back to a movie that's now almost 30 years... No. Shit!
Georgia,
30 years old.
touchdown. I apologize, KJ.
No, I still got time.
I know,
Still got time.
I know.
There's 8 minutes left.
I just, you know.
There's 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left.
Keep my
8
thoughts
minutes
to
left.
myself.
8 minutes left. 8 minutes left. Come on, baby. Come on. Listen, all I know is if the score holds up,
So,
don't
did you...
nobody ask me for nothing in terms of NFL help
So,
this weekend.
exactly what is your bet to win? Not the money-wise. Like, what do you need to, what do you need to happen to win?
Bama just needs to win.
That's it? There's
That's
no...
it. I didn't do no spread. Game like this, you can't do no spread. Spread does you no good.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. You guys heard it here first.
What I put on that, y'all don't need to know that.
Yeah, we don't need to know that.
Y'all don't need to know
I
that.
just want you to talk gambling shit. I mean, on the podcast.
Shout out New York for having that shit open finally.
Finally, yes, yo, it's one of the teams.
Y'all
of the weekend
niggas
that we
need to
open.
stop skipping over Florida though.
Florida needs to hurry.
I'm tired of having to call people from Colorado or Jersey to cash app them shit, Zell them shit, whatever the fuck, to put my play in. Garbage, basura.
Now you can do it for people in New York.
That definitely just made it easier for me. For sure. Family.
So, as we skip around the league a little bit, right? Let's skip. Big Ben, right? He had for what was supposed to be his go-out game, had a hell of a game, right? Now, obviously, for as a New Yorker, I'm paying attention to this to also another legend as well. What's up? You got something to say about your quarterback?
It's not necessarily about him per se. It's more so this mantra that, you know, the odds are stacked against you. But you somewhat, you know, it doesn't seem like it's set up for you. You have to find a way. Find a way. Against a team that knows you better than any team. Find a way. All you young quarterback, look at that nigga. If there's ever a football season that you should look at, Ben ain't the greatest. He's definitely not gonna be in no top 5 conversation.
He can walk into the Hall of Fame though.
Oh, he's gonna strut to the hall.
So with Mike Tomlin, by the way,
Strut.
whenever he
Strut.
retires, he's gonna
Strut.
walk. He's gonna strut right into the Hall of Fame.
Strut.
Easy.
Strut.
Whether he has legs or not.
Strut. Strut. But if there's ever a football season that I would want any young quarterback, because I got a couple football players that I mentioned, watch that nigga this past year. Because remember, this is a dude who, in 2019, Tommy John surgery basically on his throwing arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you don't understand, when I automatically hear people say that he's done, he's washed and stuff, like, do you not know that he's literally throwing with half of his arm of what it used to be? He's making do with an injury that football players are not used to getting. You know what I'm saying? So every time that man is cocking back to throw, that's not comfortable. Ever since that injury. And I guarantee you that motherfucker will still, he'll deny it, but there's still discomfort because I've talked to a few baseball players who've had Tommy John surgery. I've talked to a couple. That shit never goes away, son. It never goes away. But yet, that nigga on his quote-unquote wash season with no line, receivers who drop shit, young, you know, all of that around him, still managed to go through 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, lead his team to the playoffs. It's a super playoffs. Somehow found a way to do it. to me, that is the biggest no excuses, no explanation type shit and whatnot. Figure out how to get the job done. Go out there and do it. That's why all these Carson Wentz, you get no excuse today. Justin Herbert, I love you, but the fact that your season even came down to what it came down to, you can't get no excuses because that loss to Houston, that can't happen.
Nope.
That loss to Houston, that cannot happen, B. It cannot. It cannot. Matthew Stafford, we watching, B.
We watching.
We watching. We
watching.
We watching.
Matthew Stafford probably has
We
more
watching.
pressure on him than he's ever had in his life.
Speaking of Stafford, I gotta give this motherfucker love here. Garoppolo. Garoppolo. Because this is the first time, other than the Saints game, the Super Bowl year, that I felt Jimmy G was a huge reason niggas won a game. The nigga came out, he made the plays that he needed to make in the clutch to come out on top. And I gotta salute that nigga.
That's because she was calling out to that Jimmy.
Wait, wrong version.
That Jimmy. That Jimmy.
It's version 2.
I gotta salute him. Because if I'm gonna get on you when you fucking up or just use you as a laughing stock when you do your thing, I just show love.
Mm-hmm. So, Big Ben, as a veteran in this game, did his thing, right? End the season, keep on fighting. Russell Westbrook, Mr. Unlimited. Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited. Last game, did his thing, went out there with pride, and they balled, they whooped some ass. Now I'm paying attention to this game as a New Yorker because the New York Jets have the Seattle pick. So between the New York Jets and the New York Giants, they have 4 of the top 10 picks. So basically, when we're watching this game, we're seeing at least 4 plays that's probably gonna go to the New York Jets. That's gonna go to the New York media right now. Probably.
Bryce Young out here thinking, thank God I got another year of school.
Listen, that may be even worse for him. Because the New York Giants may finally make their decision on Daniel Bryant. Damn it, I'm forgetting his name. But damn Daniel. I don't know why I forget his name. But
Daniel Pennies.
But they'll make their
Danny Pennies.
Make his
Danny Pennies.
But they'll be making their decision on Daniel next year. And if this dude is coming out, that's when they'll decide to let him go and get him. If they have another season like they just had out of Joe Judge again. But
Bryce Young, I'm hoping that don't happen for you, my brother.
But
unless you get a real coach.
As you talked about, right? It is gonna be interesting to see how things play out because we know that Russell Wilson is upset, right? Or is probably displeased there, and he's possibly gonna leave. We know that obviously there's the job in New York. There's jobs in Minnesota possibly. There's jobs.
If Russell Wilson ends up in New York, we know who's running that marriage. That's the only explanation as to why Russell Wilson would go there. New York media, I don't give a damn. You are literally leaving the exact same problem that you have now in Seattle and going to something even worse. And
Definitely going to a worse scenario.
And if the market is what's gonna, like I said, then that means we would know exactly who's running that marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Brother man, if you know what's good for you, and this is the Steelers fan talking to me, I'm not even saying come here. Take your behind, go down and go get that jambalaya down there in Louisiana, and go play with Sean Payton in New Orleans. Go there.
That actually, probably is the move to
Go
make.
there. Go there. Don't worry about the motherfucker in Tampa. He only got like another 2-3 years max. You got about another, the way quarterbacks is playing now, you got about another 8 in you. Alright? And don't worry about Atlanta. They always fold. They fold. They always fold. Especially they already talking about keeping that goddamn quarterback again another year. Fold. You don't need to worry about them. And that team in Carolina, they're nowhere better. So take your ass, especially since your division is already crazy. You got Kyler Murray. You got Clayton Kershaw's best friend in L.A. And then you got San Francisco, who low key still wants to make a play at stealing Green Bay's quarterback. Don't let the fact that they have Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance fool you. If Rodgers come out and make that shit known, they'll trade both of them niggas immediately.
Now, we do have a little Florida man story, or a Florida man continuing story.
That nigga lucky I wasn't here last week to get him. That nigga lucky. That nigga lucky. And I'm still gonna find a way to burn his ass, because I know where you're going with this shit. That nigga lucky I couldn't be in here last Monday for this shit.
Antonio Brown is honestly sometimes a dysfunctional gift that keeps on giving. So Antonio Brown, his latest jab now, and I don't understand why he did something like, because every time he leaves a team, he burns everything. He goes scores
nuclear.
Right? Nuclear. So now his next target is Tom Brady, the one guy that's had his back, the one guy that were like, yo,
3 times. 3 times.
His back 3 times.
3 times. Got him to New England. Got him to Tampa. Let you live in his house. And then after the fake vaccination thing, still had your back to keep you on the team. After the fake vaccine shit, Arians wanted to get rid of him then. But Brady said no. And then force-fed him his first game back. 15 motherfucking targets. 15 motherfucking targets. And then you're going to come back the next game talking about you not getting no love? B, at the time you did that fuck shit, all you needed was 8 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown in 6 quarters. You think Brady wasn't going to hook you up?
He hooked him up last year.
He hooked you up with a 13-piece, 140-something yard McNugget. And 2 touchdowns.
And they was force-feeding the game before. Like this help. So,
you think Brady couldn't get you 8 catches and 55 yards and a touchdown in 6 quarters?
I know sometimes we like to talk the whole. I know when we look at Antonio Brown, we try to diagnose him, and you can't diagnose him. Like, you say, fuck that.
But don't get it twisted. The Bucs fucked up too now. Both sides are wrong. The problem is now, it's a clear case of both sides are in too deep. Because at this point, I'm just sitting back here like, where's the motherfucking accountability on both sides? Because text messages don't fucking lie. It's right there, Bruce Arians. It's right there. But AB, I don't want to hear none of this fuck shit about you with this fucking ankle when you was just dicing motherfuckers up at 10 catches the week prior, and then you had a couple routes that you ran perfectly fine for a couple catches in the game. I want to hear it. I want to hear it from you. So both sides are taking L's. I just want some goddamn accountability.
I get it.
On both sides.
I get it.
That's it.
I don't want to try to diagnose.
Yeah, because you did that shit last week. My fault. I just hadn't been.
No. Period.
So I hadn't been able to let that out.
Because you don't know what's wrong. You don't know if or if anything is wrong with Antonio Brown. So I don't want to keep trying to diagnose. I can just speak on your actions right now, and speak on somebody. And all I can see is somebody that's clueless. And if there wasn't any more evident that you are clueless to your own actions and what part you play in the repercussions of your own life, is when Antonio Brown came out and he said, oh, Tom Brady's supposed to be my boy, right? Oh, Tom Brady's my boy, so why am I on the I gotta prove it contract? He said, hey, listen, he said he got Gronk to Tampa. Is Gronk on a prove it contract? Well, Gronk does have incentives in his contract too, let's remind you. They all got incentives in their contract. Tom Brady, Gronk, and AD. They all had incentives in their contract. But obviously, like, he goes, is Gronk on an I Prove It contract, right? Then his next words are, who in there is better than me? Why I gotta be on an I Prove It contract?
Oh. Well, let's count the reasons.
So this is what I said, like, speak of somebody, if that's not a perfect case of somebody that is clueless on the part that they play in the,
delusional.
And how their life plays out, that is perfect example, right?
Well,
why am I?
I'm
done now. You guys can talk.
Let's count the reasons. Let's count the reasons.
I'll pass the baton on.
Let's count the very first, the one that really kicked this shit off in 2016. You win a playoff game in Kansas City, and you think it's a very good idea while Coach Tomlin is addressing the team to be on Facebook Live, recording everything else up. Basically, you literally giving all the Patriots bulletin board material, literally right then and there.
I don't tell you, it was before that. It was before that, bro. It was way before that.
Proceed.
That was just so ironic.
That's just the one that really got this shit going.
That was
crazy.
probably the most ironic one of them all because Tomlin was giving a speech about not doing it, and here he is, like you're seeing it on television. Like you're seeing it on television, he's giving a speech about being this,
and
this, whatever.
He's there with that big
and he's
ass
also
smile.
like, wait, is this the same thing? Like, oh my God, Antonio.
He's
like,
here, and all he has is that big ass smile that he always has.
That's like taking that's like taking your whole entire crew on a boat trip in between a playoff game.
And we're not talking about the New York Giants. We're not talking about the New York Giants with Trey Songz and Justin Bieber and Odell and Victor Cruz. We're not talking about that.
Oh my gosh, sweet Odell. Sweet booty Odell.
Sweet Victor. Chilling with fucking Justin.
Came out the water. Came up out the water. I'll never forget that. That was the gayest thing in my life.
Shit, yeah. Like that skit from Martin. Came out the water. It was glistening all. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
He came out there doing the Farrah Fawcett. Yeah, he out there doing the Farrah Fawcett.
I ain't mad at his lifestyle decisions, man. Do whatever you want.
Whatever.
Do what you want. As
But,
long as the hoes fuck with it, we love it.
No.
Yeah, no, we don't
There wasn't none of them around.
Man, there's none of them on that boat.
Exactly, that was straight niggas.
But
with their shirts off. With their shirts off.
I
mean, hey man.
But we see what I'm saying about
Antonio. He's delusional. You're right.
Yeah.
Point. You ain't got to go across to all the things. It's just he's really delusional, and it's probably a CTE. And it's not. He thinks that the problem is that he thinks that people think he's crazy because of they think you're crazy because your reaction is abnormal. You know what I'm saying? For you to walk off, take it, do it, and do all that's what makes it crazy. You can disagree. You can not go in the game. You can be right about whatever you're saying. You can have that in the first conference. You could just. I mean, I don't know.
But throw a tantrum that's like a child, like a kid throwing a tantrum.
Right. It's like a kid. Right. So you say you love football, but you jeopardized your career on a consistent basis. So you must not love football. And that's why that's what it makes it seem like no somebody that loves football won't.
Josh Gordon, Antonio Brown podcast.
They don't put themselves at risk that way. You gotta know. You gotta think behind your nose, and he can't do that. He's like a they call it, full breed dog, almost like inbred, and they can't really, think. They kind of slow. Like I feel like he's the dog that you just always have to whoop his ass because he's in the trash when no one's around. Like he just can't think beyond his nose. And so if you love football, these things you say, you're just inconsistent with your ideology, your words, your actions. So that makes it weird.
But here's the problem, B. All that behavior, and this is where if there's ever a time I have to criticize Tomlin, that is the biggest spot I have to criticize him. You enabled this nigga because of what he could do on a football field. I mean, someone brought it up in a conversation with me the other day in a group chat. Is Antonio Brown better than Chad Johnson? I said, B. You do know that there was a stretch where this nigga was being compared to Jerry Rice, right? 6 straight years of over 100 receptions. 2
Listen.
years of over 2 years back to back 130.
I remember there was some
What,
years.
what are we talking
We
about?
talking about which
And I
one-
love Chad.
Which wide receiver did you want? Megatron, him, or the guy in Atlanta? For like years. That was the talk.
And this is where we at now.
And now we're talking about
This is where we
you
at
know,
now.
he may not get into the Hall of Fame. And if he gets into the Hall of Fame, if he gets into the Hall of Fame, we know that he's gonna get the TO treatment. And it's gonna be 10 times worse. If
Listen,
he made TO wait 1 year, he's gonna wait till the last year of his eligibility.
they made Drew Pearson wait like 30 years. Yeah, you can expect something like that for AB.
They're gonna make him wait the very last
bro.
year. He's gonna make him
Huh?
wait the very last year of his eligibility.
He's not getting in. I don't think he's gonna get in, bro.
It wouldn't shock me. That's the problem. You chill.
Will, I'm not
Chill. I'm not
disagreeing
even
with
gonna fight with you on that one.
Yeah, like yeah, I
You
got
know,
my
you
hands
know
up.
if I'm not gonna fight with you on that. You know.
You said
You
if
make
neither one of us are fighting with you on
I
that,
got the hands up.
Listen, how often do drunk uncles agree?
Because he wasn't never bad off the court. He never did no crazy. He
Never,
might have
never.
antics, but he never did nothing
He
like
might
that.
have. He might have fucked around in the locker room and
That's
pissed
it.
people off.
And they
but-
made him wait.
But by speaking facts, it's not that he was speaking bullshit. He was speaking facts, and it ruffled some people. But it was what we never had to worry about. To
Right.
getting arrested, or never had to worry about no domestic violence. We never had to worry about
Right,
all of
rape,
that shit.
rape and no drugs.
None of that.
That's what I'm saying. And they made him wait 1 year. If they let Antonio Brown in, it's gonna be the very last year of his eligibility. Look at him. Look at this. Think about this. They made Aaron Rodgers wait how many picks? They definitely gonna make it. Because remember, the NFL loves to humble people. The NFL is infamous one of the humble people. Whether it's coming in or going out, they love to humble your
But
ass.
the thing is, they have to change drastically because once you get up there on the podium and start blaming other people for what you didn't do in your career, I had to do
Instead
it
of
because of this. Like they're not letting you get in making no speech saying that type of stuff.
Exactly.
So
They gotta know that you about to go out there and really like accept all your bullshit that you've done.
Yeah, right.
So fellas, I got one thing. I gotta ask you guys a question. We got 2 minutes left on the podbean feed. Would you guys like to continue or call it a wrap for the night?
We can go another
That's up to
15.
y'all,
We still got a
man.
game on anyway, so
Okay, so folks, we are gonna be losing the Podbean feed. You guys know what that means. We're gonna be running a quick commercial. Everybody else is gonna hear our commercial on Podbean. We're gonna lose you guys, but we have another feed we'll be opening up for you guys so you can call in. And we're gonna go ahead and take that break now. We'll see you guys on the other side.
damn, son.
Oh shit! Did I not load the commercial?
Georgia might really do it to these niggas.
I guess I did not load the commercial. So you know
Oh,
what?
they playing now?
Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
Chill,
I'm
Will,
tripping.
chill.
I ain't watching.
Yeah, you tripping.
Oh
Right.
my
It's a
goodness.
year though. I said that it's a year. I bet on it.
Wait, chill. I turn it out.
Too much.
It's okay. Like we're gonna be back for them in 1 second. Oh no, listen. I've been over here secretly rooting for Georgia this whole time. Only because I've been rooting for a cog in the system.
They just can't be dominant forever.
Well,
But,
see-
but let me tell you what went into this for me, B. I was just like, dude, how many times have we went into games like this with these two teams, whether it's SEC championship game or this, and it's like, okay, Georgia, show us, show us, show
It's
us.
still time.
We were just here a couple years ago, and you had the game in control.
Right.
Next thing you know, the legend of Tua Tagovailoa took off.
Making his
You know what I'm
two
saying?
sisters everywhere. Is that really his family? Is that his little brother?
Who's throwing the ball? No.
No. Remember when
In Maryland? Yeah.
Okay.
But he's nowhere near. You didn't. I actually think, at least in terms of college play, Tua was very, 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 very good. Extremely good. Extremely great quarterback in college. His brother not even licking the bottom of his shoes in college.
Okay.
So he's not even worth talking about.
Okay. I'll leave him alone.
He's not even worth talking about.
I'll leave.
Really not.
He's still leaving already. He's gonna be fun.
See, ladies and gentlemen, I just low-key got talent to turn into college football next year. Only to see what Tua's brother does.
Well, can I tell you this? I was talking, a couple of things I was talking about college football, right, over the last week.
Damn, son. Rice without his top 2 targets.
And obviously not only was I talking about I wanted to see the chaos. And part of the reason why I wanted to see a chaos because Alabama, right, as long as they have Nick Saban, they're kind of going to be always there, right?
Always.
But the more teams that you have that keep proving that they're legitimate contenders, that to me adds to the mystique now more of college football, especially when they get to the playoffs, because I don't want the only contender that they have to be Clemson. That means when Clemson is there.
And Clemson this past year was just.
So, you know what I mean? So, you don't know, because basically it's always going to be who can challenge Nick Saban. And I need there, and I want more than one challenger. So the fact that now there's a Clemson that could possibly pull up in there. There's now Georgia that can pull up in there. Who else has recently just pulled up in there? LSU can pull up in. You know what I mean? The fact that all of these teams just pull up down like, okay,
Oh, he threw a fucking pick. Oh, the game's over. He just threw a pick six.
ooh, I'm about to see this in a second, folks. Right now, where I'm at, I have as a minute and 9 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
AJ's
shit.
watching it on the app. I'm watching it through the. Right, so I am a little bit behind them.
Wowzer.
You know what I want for college football playoffs?
Oh,
And I know that college
shit.
football has the NIL, right? You know what I want for college football players, and I think this would be good too for them. The next thing I need them to do for these bowl games, they need to give these kids prize money. I know you're not paying them like players every game for the season, but when they start making it to the Pros Bowl and the Peach Bowl and the President's Bowl and what was the Jackson State and South Carolina Bowl called again? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There goes a pick six with a minute left to go in the game, and he takes it to the house. Take 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 it to the house. What was it called? The Conference Bowl, whatever. The Confetti Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, all of them. Like those bowl games, I want them to start having prize money. And get those kids.
I know one thing. Bama a lot next year. Bama's a lot next year. Bryce Young looking like this, especially without his top two receivers. One got hurt in the SEC championship game. The other one got hurt earlier tonight. Oh yeah, Bama is a lot next year.
Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. This is absolutely. This is.
I'm not even. You know what? Yeah, don't get it twisted, people. I definitely lost me some serious money tonight. I sure did. I sure did. You talk about a hate to see it segment. I lost some crazy money tonight. But one thing I know for sure, if there's one thing I know about a Nick Saban team,
You gonna make it out of next year?
what? The revenge tour is gonna be crazy, especially since that quarterback will be back next year too.
Yeah, because now he can use it to coach them up next year.
Oh yeah, because now you know the mystique of losing.
Because they were favorites this year, right?
Oh yeah, but you know the mystique of losing now.
Mhm.
Now you get to be on your ass, and you can't say a goddamn thing.
Not one thing.
You can't even attempt to justify anything.
So while you're going through a hate to see it moment, right?
Oh, this is definitely a hate to see it moment.
We have a lighter side of news or lighter side of sports moment, and in our lighter side of sports, we got to see the Klay Thompson.
Clay!
As you guys
Drop my drop!
What?
Drop my drop!
Love to see it segment of the week. Give me that shit. Love to see it. Love to
Well, but
see
this is
it.
the lighter side of sports, though. This wasn't the love to see it segment of the week.
Play!
But we don't got a sound up for the lighter side of sports yet, so we'll use that for now. As you guys know, our lighter side of sports is the segment where we use to highlight all light skins in the world of sports. And there is no better light skinned person that we would like to represent. We would like to highlight literally right now than Klay Thompson as he returns. Aww. Don't you worry, child.
This nigga crying and
Heaven's
shit.
got
That's
a
how you
plan
know
for
Alabama
you.
been whooping these niggas' asses. They got niggas crying and shit. That's how you know Bama been really giving it to them. You know what, Georgia? Y'all got it. Y'all niggas got it. Y'all niggas got it.
Oh, that's not even, that's the winners crying.
That's
I thought those were the-
that's what I'm saying.
I just realized. I thought those were the losers crying.
That's what I'm saying. That's how you know Georgia's been getting in that ass.
Oh man. But this is kind of similar to that whole Clemson story, though, right? Is that it took like
No, not really.
they were beating on them like a couple of years. They were kind of knocking on the door, and they finally overcame them. No.
No. Alabama got him 1 year. The 1 year where Deshaun Watson went nuclear, and it took everything in Alabama to whip one man. They only won by 5. The next year, came right back to the win. And then what's it called? A couple years back, a couple years later after that, actually no, the year before, they lost. Alabama got them in the semifinal. Because I think that's how they ended up playing these niggas. What's it called? Georgia, and then we got the Tua story, whatever. And then the year after that, Trevor Lawrence bust that ass.
I was just about the first time, like leading up to the first time that they won. Like the lead up to the first time they finally overcame that hurdle.
Clemson needed to get over doing shit that, and this is when Clemson had finally gotten there. There was this stigma before that they finally got to the national championship of Clemsoning, in terms of they start off hot in terms of 7-0, 8-0. They get this big win middle of the season or whatever, and then all of a sudden that next game, flat, lose, L, national championship hopes out the door. That particular year, it's like what you're saying. It's not like it's invalid. It's just it wasn't against Bama necessarily. It was against themselves because they were doing Dallas Cowboy shit, just getting in their own way from prosperity.
But back to our lighter side of sports. Klay Thompson returned.
Really fuck these niggas up. They out here crying and all of this shit.
They still coming.
What? That's how you know. That's how you know one team has been giving somebody some real pain. They about to win, and they out there boo-hoo crying out there. Boo-hoo crying.
I ain't gonna lie. For a second, it actually looked like Alabama could march down this field and tie this game up with an extra point.
And then the pick six just snatched the heart out of it.
Look, even he cried too.
See,
you know what happened? One person started crying, and it made it okay for everybody to start crying, and not everybody out there just crying.
Mm-hmm.
So Klay Thompson ends up returning against the Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers. He ends up getting a ridiculous ovation on his return. Didn't score a lot of points. I think he had a even his plus minus wasn't good, but he ended up having a confident dunk, made a couple of shots.
I want to rebuff that.
What?
First game back in 941 days, you get beat 19 points in 20 minutes. Yeah, you did something. And you took 18 shots to have the even stamina to take 18 shots after missing 941 straight days. Yeah, Klay Thompson is just fine.
Oh, yeah. No, we ain't worried about it.
For in terms of points wise, to put up, I was actually shocked a little bit that he got 19 points.
I thought he had like 11.
No, son got 19 points in 20 minutes. 941 days since the last time he played on the basketball court. 19 points, 20 minutes, 18 shots. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, so Klay Thompson returning, and yeah, I don't think we're worried. I don't think there's gonna be any worried about Klay Thompson. Had a nice little relaxing post game interview where he read off his stat lines and he was like, "Yeah, listen, I know I ain't doing too well, but hey, I'm this guy. I'm here." Like, and I was like, "Yo, that ain't the realest shit up." But he was like, "Yo, my plus minus ain't." He said, "What? My plus minus is -2. Like that ain't good, but I'm here."
And we beat these niggas by 16 points.
He's like, "But I'm here." And I was like, "Yo, you know what? That is all I hear. Yeah, that is all that matters." And now, like the Splash Brothers are reunited. Jordan Poole starts to has his spot back on the bench. We've even seen that all three of them play together at a point in time.
When that nigga gets on a roll,
he's as good as both of them.
when he gets back in real basketball rhythm.
Oh, you talking about Clay? Oh, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. So I hope everybody is ready for this stuff.
People, you do understand that's 22 points a game sitting. That's been sitting down for the last 941 days.
Remember, that's 22 points a game on average.
Oh, average, exactly.
That's
Average.
saying, like, he could drop 60 in one game. He could drop 23 points in one quarter. Like however you want it. He can drop 15 3-pointers in a game. However you want it. That's just on average.
When he gets in rhythm, it's over. OVER, done.
So the playoff picture is officially set for the NFL, right? The Titans and the Packers have their first round bye. In the AFC, we have Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Raiders, Patriots, Steelers. So we got Chiefs taking on the Steelers. We got the Patriots taking on the Bills. That's their third matchup. Gonna be interesting. Damn Buffalo. Damn. And then we got Cincinnati versus the Raiders, right?
Don't do it, Bills.
All of these games, right? And I think the first game starts on a Saturday. We get Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, right?
Unfortunately.
So
I don't know whose smart idea it was to have a fucking playoff game on a Monday night.
you know what they want, because they want that Monday night ratings still, and they want to extend how long they get it. They ain't gonna get that shit. Listen, people already talking about how much they love it, but it hasn't even happened yet. Who? Now I know all of these are great matchups, right? In different ways, right? They all have a little something. In the AFC alone, what game are you looking most forward to?
This weekend?
In the AFC wildcard playoffs, dude.
Steelers, Chiefs, Patriots, Bills, Bengals, Raiders. Do I have to choose? I really don't care. The NFC got like 2 games that I'm like glued to my television for.
See, I ain't true about being true, but they're all. But see, they're
I
all.
mean, don't get it twisted. I'm going to watch for sure, but in terms of looking forward to, I'm like, I mean, I guess seeing Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, their first playoff game, what they're gonna do, and this is also, don't get it twisted, this is also Mr. Derek Carr's first playoff game. It would have been second, maybe third. However, his MVP caliber year that he had a few years back, second to last game, broke the leg. So, otherwise, had that not happened, I thought that the Raiders that particular year would have done something, especially the way Carr, the offensive line was looking. Granted, they didn't have the best defense for sure, but they were one of those defenses that were just getting takeaways that year. So you combine takeaways with good offensive line play and a quarterback, who knows what could have happened.
So, folks, it is officially official. Your 2022 college champions, it goes out to Georgia. They have beaten Alabama 33-18. Final score.
Y'all niggas got that. Georgia, you got that. Damn, I'm done, man.
So as I'm looking at the AFC, right? I know you said that like there's a few games. You know, that there's more. The NFC games cause a little more intrigue to you.
The AFC, to be real, is more intriguing divisional playoff weekend to me. And that is because, I mean, you know, obviously they're my Steelers, but I expect Kansas City to do what they're supposed to do. However, I definitely don't expect no 36-10 ass whooping that took place, because this is where MyT, you prove yourself as a defensive coach. Because you're not going to tell me the same team that you just saw 3 weeks ago is going to put the same type of ass whooping on you again. That's for sure. But I'm more intrigued because I want to see those Titans. I want to see those Titans week off. Tannehill, you haven't looked like the same Tannehill that you was last year. Granted, those two horsemen that you were supposed to have out there haven't been here, but
You don't even know their opponent yet.
still,